guys, can you not cross the finish line? Top of the stop.
So very close to getting underway now with our competitors in the end.
800 on the track. First event number 1 of 38, taking us through to about 9:50 this evening here at the Doncaster track, or the Tom Kelly track in Doncaster. Great to be back here. First time since 2020 that we've been at this particular track.
Lanes 5 and 7, come back. White and green, lane 5, white and green. Walk back, under your feet now, white and green. See it? Remember, it's the
So the competitors currently in the hands of our starter, Brendan Ferrari, one of our great volunteer helpers here at Milers Club throughout the season. So great to have Brendan back here again. And shortly we'll introduce the field, due to start in about 2 minutes' time. We have a full field of 9. Vernon Gibson from Mentone is in station 1. From John Guild, Naveed Rashid is in 2. Then we have Simon Proctor in 3, William Anderson is in station 4, Finn Meehan in 5, Lenny Gray in station 6. From Traralgon Harriers we welcome Glenn Crawford up to Doncaster, he is in 7. From Doncaster, Hamish McLennan is in 8, and from Richmond Harriers, one of our regulars, it is Austin Mates in station 9. So there are our 9 starters, men's N, 800 metres. Nice even start. I think that might be William Anderson getting out to a pretty good start early in station 4. Finn Meehan, also Simon Proctor, I think off to a very, very good start. You see Naveed Rashid sitting there in the inner lanes at the moment. Just to the outside of him is our Traralgon runner there in Glenn Crawford. Vernon Gibson in the Mentone colours, also moving nicely as they go through the 200. Fairly about a 34, I think, so setting up a nice sub 220 pace. So top seed in this one is 233 thereabouts is our top seed. So they're certainly going out ahead of that schedule. Proctor looking pretty good at the moment, just sitting off the back there. I think that is Anderson. Well, let's just get our lap board in order. It's been a long season, Sloaney, we know that. And they've got 1 lap to go, not 3. And it is William Anderson will be very pleased to see that 1 on the board and the sound of the bell. Proctor in next position, Rashid. Then we've got Finn Meehan, Crawford, Gibson, Lenny Gray looking good. McLennan starting to move his way through as well, the Doncaster local. And Austin Mates. So Austin's coming in with a 3:15 seed time, and he's on the sub 3 minute schedule at the moment. And out front, it is still young William Anderson, coming in with a 2:34. Proctor looking good still, moving nicely down the back straight. Bit of a headwind down there. Good move there from Crawford as well, the Traralgon runner. Gibson in his slipstream, just edging past Finn Meehan at the moment and approaching Naveed Rashid. So around the bend the last time, William Anderson going well. Bit of a breeze blowing here. It's going to be a home straight breeze for the moment here at Doncaster, as long striding William Anderson in the black. It's led from gun to tape here and still looking really strong. So as I said, 2:34 is his seed time coming in. He's going to be well and truly under that. So really big run here. Proctor holding on beautifully. Big supports crew. Hamish McLennan, big finish for him on his home track. Let's look at the time there, 2:25 unofficial. Then Proctor's going to be next through. He'll take second position right on the 2:30 mark. 2:31, McLennan through next. Big run there from Lenny Gray, I think that was, came through strong. Then Crawford, Gibson, Rashid, Lenny Gray in next position. As we see, Austin Mates.
Number 5 in the next race is in.
Yeah, okay. So Austin Mates, let's see if we can get him around that 3:15 mark. I think he's going to well and truly do that. Come on, Austin, you're going to be close to that 3 minutes, just over. So as I said, Austin runs most of the Milers clubs, and great to see the Richmond Harrier back here again today at Doncaster to complete the season. And he's going to be well and truly under that seed time. So well on, Austin. Great running, Austin Mates. 3:11 unofficial there. And that's our men's N 800 metres. Then Proctor's going to be next through. He'll take second position right on the 2:30 mark. 2:31, McLennan through next. Big run there from Lenny Gray, I think that was, came through strong. Okay, just head
and
down.
all the way around to 100.
Right, okay.
So.
So next event on the track, it is the men's M 800 metres.
Yeah, I haven't got 3 and 4. 3 and 4 don't exist.
So Craig Hewittson's going to line up in Station 1 from Yarra Rangers. From Diamond Valley, Felix Morgan is in 2. Station 5 from Diamond Valley, we do have Aaron Bourne. Dane Fox is in 6. Next to him, Alexander Rajan in 7 in the Scotch uniform. Andrew Crawford is in 8, and Maximilian Reeve from Sandringham, Station 9, but lined up in Lane 3. So that's our field, the men's M 800 metres. So away they go. Field of 7. So 1 lane vacant, and it is the young man from Sandringham, Maximilian Reeve, getting off to a nice start. Also Morgan from Diamond Valley, so the 2 youngsters looking really good as they go through that first 100. My sources are saying the back straight wind is fairly stiff though, so they're going to approach that, and that's going to take them all the way around to the 100 mark. They'll be into a bit of a breeze. So cruising nicely through the 200 though. So unofficial split as they go through the 2, about 30 seconds, so gee, they are moving. Top seeds are in the between 2:25 and 2:27. That's where this race sits. And it is the Sandringham runner there, Reeve. He's got a 2:30 seed time. And he is looking very strong. With Morgan just starting to ease back. Rajan in next position. Hewitson, the more experienced of the runners. Yet again, we see Craig at all the Milers clubs, and it's much appreciated his support of the Milers Club week in, week out, or month in, month out here over the summer period. As we see Maximilian Reeve coming through to get the bell. 65 high, maybe a 66. Geez, it's sub 70 there also for Morgan. Rajan's on the 72 there. Gee, they're all on about the 2:25 pace. It's a nice bunch at the back. So you've got also Fox and Bourne just at the rear of the field. Andrew Crawford not far ahead of them. He's about to go to the shoulder of Hewitson. But out front, gee, this is very impressive running from Maximilian Reeve. So the young man from Sandringham really motoring. Morgan's still moving very nicely too. That gap not really changing much over the last 50 to 60 metres. And then Rajan, the young man in the Scotch uniform, starting to lead through the rest of them, which includes Crawford, Hewitson, Fox and Bourne. But that gap's starting to just narrow out front, so our leader's done a lot of hard work out in the lead, and it is Felix Morgan from Diamond Valley who's just inching towards him. Has Reeve got him enough as he comes into the home straight, and he will get that lovely tail breeze as he comes in, and gee, he's still looking strong. So Maximilian Reeve looking like he's going to take this one. 2:30 is his seed time, 2:10 the time right now. So big performance here. Let's get behind Maximilian Reeve. Also Felix Morgan. young men, and also Rajan from Scotch. But under 220. Great running there. So 223 there for Morgan. That's a big 4-second PB for him. Rajan's come through on 227, so right on the PB for him. And it will be Bourne that rounds out the field here, and that's in the men's M. Do you want to put it in your pocket?
So we also require...
I'm right now, so big performance here. Let's get behind Maximilian Reeve, also Felix Morgan, young men, and also Rajan from Scotch. But under 220. Great running there. So 223 there for Morgan. That's a big 4-second PB for him. Rajan's come through on 227.
Yeah, I've got it. Ladies race.
Yep.
Just a reminder, you've got to run in your lanes till you pass the block at the start of the back straight. I've got no legs. And no 11.
So we'll shortly get underway with the first of our women's races for
The evening, and this will be the H 800 metres. We will have 10 starters. So we'll be getting underway shortly, and I'll introduce the field. Field now for the women's H 800 metres. We do have 10 starters. Jessica Gibbs is in station 1. Next to her, Abigail Pallow. Charlotte Cunningham from Wellington Athletics, and great to see the Wellington team back here again at Milers Club. She's lined up in station 3. Poppy Donaldson from Glen Huntley is in 4. Then we have Sophie Field lining up in the St Kevin's colours in 6. Sarah Hunt next to her in 7. Harriet Gray from Essendon's in 8. Michaela Wood's going to be lining up in 5. In 9, Lara Beecroft. In 10, Alana Sheridan. So that's our field in the women's H 800 metres.
On your mark.
So a fairly rapid start. Looks like the Wellington runner Cunningham on the inside of her Pallow going along nicely. Our top seeds are around the 237 mark. But it is, and one of those is Cunningham. She's got a 238 to her name, and it is Charlotte Cunningham, the runner in the red, white and blue of Wellington Athletics, our Gippsland club, looking really strong early. Pallow going nicely, also Donaldson, then Field just tucked in behind her. Michaela Wood, she's got a 236 to her name, the Sandringham runner, so she's just edging up towards Field at the moment and going past her. A little bit of a gap then, we'll pick those runners up as they do come through. But it is still Charlotte Cunningham from Wellington Athletics leading the way. Nice little bunch of 5 there. Wood tried to make the passing move, but has then gone back a little bit, and it's still the Wellington runner, Cunningham, dictating the pace. Pallow chasing. Donaldson in good position, so too Sophie Field. Wood is now onto them. Harriet Gray is leading that chase pack. She's got Sarah Hunt with her at the moment, and I think it's Hunt who now takes the lead. And now we have a change in leader here as Abigail Pallow. She's got a 2:39 to a name. They're going through well under their 80-second mark. So Hunt and also Beecroft Gray going through together. Beecroft one of the next through. And then we've got Gibbs as well. But out front it is Abigail Pallow. Let's see if we can get Abigail and a few of the others under that 2:40 mark. They were well and truly under it as they come through at the bell, but now they're hitting that headwind the second time, and this is where it really bites. And the strength now coming through as we see Field just starting to move away from Donaldson, Wood doing the same to Cunningham, and gee, that's a good move there from Hunt and also Gray, running side by side, and they're really edging each other forward here, and they're going to go straight past Wood and also Cunningham. So big moves from the midfield there, and it's now Hunt, the one who starts to break away slightly from Harriet Gray. But out front, it is Pallow still leading. Field only about 10 metres back, and they're going to come through now and get that tailwind into the home straight. But big run from Pallow just before the bell to take the lead. Donaldson hanging on to that third position. Hunt is chasing. So Pallow, Field. It's going to be a close one, but I think Pallow has done just enough here. 2:39 is her seed time, and look at the time now, she's just going to be over the 2:30 mark, so big run, Abigail Pallow, she'll take it, 2:34, nice run there from Field as well. Donaldson will be the next one through, right on the 2:40 mark there, and then Hunt, Gray in next, Cunningham the early leader comes through, Michaela Wood next in, then followed by Jessica Gibbs, next one in is Alana Sheridan and Lara Beecroft. We'll round out the field there, the women's 800 metres. Hunt is chasing. So Pallow, Field. It's going to be a close one, but I think Pallow has done just enough here. 2:39 is her seed time, and look at the time now, she's just going to be over the 2:30 mark, so big run, Abigail Pallow, she'll take it, 2:34. Nice run there from Field as well. Donaldson.
Is it likely though?
The next event on the track, we're going to have 7 starters.
In the men's L 800 metres, and they are in station 1 from Glen Huntley. It is a William Short. Oliver Scott from Mentone, he is in 3. Jack Field from Ringwood, station 4. From Essendon, Mark Aslanage is in 5. James Hall lines up in station 8. In 9 from Doncaster, Mark Purser and Jude Barrett from Athletics Essendon. He is in station 10. So they're our starters in the men's L 800 metres. So 7 starters here. Lane 5 vacant. Aslanage from Essendon out to a good start. Nice strong looking runner on the inside there. The Ringwood runner Jack Field also moving nicely. Oliver Scott just trying to chase. The young man there, James Hall, also working hard to try and get in contact. But out front, Mark Aslanage, seen a little bit of Mark this season. He's certainly getting the race, notching the races up, which is good to see, and getting quite a bit of experience over this 2022-23 season. And it is the Essendon runner now, out by about 15 metres. Field in next position. Next up is Barrett. So Jude's got a 2:25. Aslanage is coming through with a 2:20.0, so I think that's a bit of a pretendy time, but that's okay. He's certainly running to seed at the moment as he comes through. We're looking at the... Gee, it's going to be a fairly rapid start here because we're just ticking over onto the 60 seconds now. So we're going to see Aslanage coming through on around 6, so maybe about 2:12, 2:13 pace. Field looking good. Gee, the young man in the Box Hill Littles uniform there, that's Hall. He's really made a good move there. Next position is Oliver Scott. Person now making a move, Barrett, and also Short in that order. And now we're seeing the young man from Box Hill, James Hall, he's the one to launch. Aslanage is still looking strong. He's into the headwind now, but he's got a fair bit of grunt going down there. So Aslanage just seems to be tying up a little bit, and we're seeing two of the younger runners there now in pursuit.
Isn't that Sophie Hall's brother?
Could be. So James Hall now starting to make his move. We'll find that Jack Field hasn't given too much away, and also you've got Oliver Scott and Purser now starting to make their way through as well. But out front, Mark Aslanage with the 2:20 seed time. He's coming through. He'll be under that if he's just got to hold his form in this last 100 metres, as we see James Hall now starting to wind himself up as well. But I think Aslanage has done enough. As I said, a very strong runner. He's been racing quite consistently, and it's good to see Mark taking out a win here in the men's L800 at Milers Club. He's going to be well under that 2:20 mark. So good run here from Aslanage. He'll be stopping the clock on 2:18, on 2:19. Right on the 2:20 there for Hall. And then we've got Scott, also Field. Then Short, big finish for him, Purser and Barrett. I think Aslanage has done enough. As I said, a very strong runner. He's been racing quite consistently, and it's good to see Mark taking out a win here in the men's L800 at Milers Club. He's going to be well under that 2:20 mark. So good run here from Aslanage. He'll be stopping the clock on 2:18, on 2:19. Right on the 2:20 there for Hall. And then we've got... Now for the men's K 800 metres, we've got a full field of 10. Kennedy Chen is in 1. Henry Kerr-Lewis from Box Hill, he lines up station 2. Thomas Scott from Mentone in 3. Next to him, station 4 is from Mornington, Ocean Shepherd. Daniel Ball from Glen Huntly is in station 5. Tyler Hughes, Mornington Peninsula, is in 6. Next to him is Michael Sosan from Glen Huntly in 7. Also from Glen Huntly, Jasper McKenna, station 8. David Woods from Coburg in 9. And Pete Nikovsky from Yarra Rangers in station 10. They're the starters in the men's K 800 metres. So a good field of 10 here. Gee, it's a rapid start. One of those moving nicely early is Daniel Ball from Glen Huntly. Ocean Shepherd to the inside of him. I think there might be a little bit of stoushing here to get that lead position as they go through the crossover cones, as they do so right now. Shepherd just easing forward, Ball deciding he's just going to go to the side of him and start to use that a little bit of a windbreak there. McKenna, not a bad move there from McKenna as well, just tucking in, and Henry Kerr-Lewis from Box Hill sitting nicely at 200. So it's just under the 30-second mark, or right on 30 as they go through the 200. Field now just starting to separate a little bit. Two of the wiser and older runners just sitting at the back. That's Suzanne and also Woods. Two regulars at Milers Club, so great to see them back. Kennedy Chen back stoushing with them as well at the moment. But it's Ocean Shepherd, the one who's made the big move here and starting to just edge away from the field as he gets the tailwind for the first time. So Daniel Ball trying to make up that little bit of a gap there, taking McKenna with him, and now we see Kennedy Chen make his move. 65, high 65s, nearly 66, going through the bell. Suzanne making his move alongside the young Mentone runner there in Scott. But out front, Ocean Shepherd, not much in it, and Kennedy Chen's gone from near last right up to the leading pack now, and he's starting to move his way down that back straight, putting the head down. This is where the breeze is at its worst as they go into that straight, and we're seeing Kennedy Chen now take the lead over Ocean Shepherd. Ball, and then it's the baby blue of Glen Huntly in the next 3 positions as Suzanne comes alongside his younger teammate, and now we're seeing the experienced David Woods from Coburg Harriers going to the outside of Suzanne. But out front, Kennedy Chen, he's got Ocean Shepherd just behind him though. Shepherd let him take the lead down the the back straight. Not a bad move that was. And we're going to see who's going to have the strength over this last 100 metres as they start to wind it up. So Ball's still in third position, but Wood's challenging. Suzanne not too far behind, but Shepherd's coming again. As I said, that was a good move on the back straight. Let Kennedy go, but it is Ocean Shepherd who's going to look like he's going to take this, but Kennedy Chen's at him again. It's not over yet. Right on the 2:12 mark there, so good running for Ocean Shepherd. He'll take it. Very happy there, Thomas Scott. And gee, they've come over in droves there, including Tyler Hughes, but the whole field in under the 2:21 mark, so great racing there in the men's K 800 metres, taken out by Ocean Shepherd from Mornington Peninsula. So Ball's still in third position, but Wood's challenging. Suzanne not too far behind, but Shepherd's coming again. As I said, that was a good move on the back straight. Let Kennedy go, but it is Ocean Shepherd who's going to look like he's going to take this, but Kennedy Chen's at him again. It's not over yet. Right on the 2:12 mark there, so good running for Ocean Shepherd. He'll take it.
11 lining up next, and that will be the women's G 800 metres.
Acker is in Station 1. Georgie Lindsay from Glen Huntley. She lines up in 2. Ruby Baxter from Ringwood is in 3. Georgia Lestrange, Diamond Valley, is right next to her, Station 4. Also from Ringwood, we've got Natalie Barr in Station 5. From Athletics Essendon, Sana Singer is in 6. Surapija Sujendran from Dandong Springvale is in 7. In 9 from Athletics Essendon, it's Rebecca Perilli. In 10, we've got Ismeen Ostick-Smith. In 11, Louis Bignall. And in 12, Xanthi Ostick-Smith. So they're our starters in the women's G 800 metres. We're quite well ahead of time, Brendan.
Yeah, I know.
Start here as we are adding an extra competitor to the field. So our photo finish team at the moment pedalling hard up there trying to get the file ready to go and give us the instructions. So under starters orders now, ready to go on the women's G 800.
On your mark.
So nice start there from Acker on the inside, moving very nicely. Also to the outside there, I think that is Ismeen Ostick-Smith, and the young runner from Dandong Springvale, Sujendran. But it looks like Acker, I think, will take the lead as they start to settle. Jaya Singer also moving nicely. Lindsay from Glen Huntley in the mix early as well. And it will be Michelle Acker. She's got a 2:35 time. And she's settling down nicely as they go through the 200, approximately 31. That's a very quick start. So Acker getting out now to about 10 metres. The rest are starting to settle. So Sujendran and Ostick-Smith, Jaya Singer in next position. They're just letting Acker go at the moment. And Michelle Acker out getting clear space at the moment, coming into the home straight the first time. Gee, it's well bunched. You see Natalie Barr out to the outside in the Ringwood uniform, a teammate Baxter. And Lestrange has just done a sideways move to get a bit of clear space too and gone around the Essendon runner there in Perilli. But Acker's coming through at 69, so on sub 220 pace at the moment. Ostick-Smith in next position. Let's get behind our late addition to Xanthi Ostick-Smith. Missed a race a little bit earlier, so the young girl in the South Melbourne Littles uniform will be watching her come through here as well. She's got a personal best of 3:11 and having to go up a race here. But in the out the front of this one, it is Acker, still looking good, but it is Baxter from Ringwood. Her teammate Barr is with her, and we're seeing Jaya Singer now starting to make a move. Also Louis Bignall, first time we've called her, but Louis made a nice little break there, just getting away from Lindsay. A little bit of a gap then to Ostick-Smith, and we're seeing Carilli just starting to move her way through, as well as Sujendran and Lestrange with her. But out front, Acker, the gap is starting to narrow. The two Ringwood girls have worked quite nicely through that mid-stage of the race, and Michelle Acker could be challenged as she comes into the home straight, and I believe it will be Ruby Baxter from Ringwood who might be the one to make that challenge. It will Acker raise a little bit more effort as they come home, because the runners are coming over the top, and it's our Ringwood runners there in Baxter and also Barr who are leading the way here. So it could be a 1-2 here for Ringwood. So it's going to be Ruby Baxter, Natalie Barr in that order. Jaya Singer will come through for third, then Bignall, then Acker. It's around the 2:30 mark, so some good PBs there I think for the girls. Lindsay just through next, then Sujendran, Lestrange, Ostick-Smith, and we have got our last runner here, Xanthi Ostick-Smith, as I said, been bumped up into this race from the earlier race, and look at her go down the home straight. Let's get behind Xanthi Ostick-Smith as she finishes. So a really big run here from the young girl. She's got a 3:11 PB. Let's get her under that 3:11. So big crowd support here on the line, ticking over 3 minutes, and look at the determination on that face. Xanthi Ostick-Smith, 3:06, 5-second PB. Big performance. So well done, all our competitors there. And the women's G800. That was raise a little bit more effort as they come home, because the runners are coming over the top, and it's our Ringwood runners there in Baxter and also Barr who are leading the way here. So it could be a 1-2 here for Ringwood. So it's going to be Ruby Baxter, Natalie Barr in that order. Jaya Singer will come through for third, then Bignall, then Acker. It's around the J 800 metres. We have got 7 starters. Hugo Stubbs from Old Scotch lines up on the inside lane. Next to him from Doncaster, Joel Denny. From Mornington Peninsula, Hunter Stevens is lining up in lane 3. In lane 4 from Mentone, Samuel Gibson. Alex Marcazzani is sitting in the outer lane there. He's in 7. Nick O'Halloran from Skevins. He's in lane 5, but in station 8. And then Freddie Barrett-Judd in the outer lane in lane 7, representing Sandringham. There are starters in the men's J 800 metres. So 7 starters. Watch out for a quick start here in the middle. And it is the young Doncaster runner there, Denny. He's had a good season this year too. So Joel Denny's been moving nicely. Just to the outside of him is Hunter Stevens. And gee, you can throw a line across them too as they come over. The more experienced O'Halloran just sort of sitting at the back of the field, and he'll let the kids go a little bit, but no, Nick's decided he's going to get in amongst the action. But it's Denny leading, Marcazzani to the outside of him, and then Stevens. Barrett-Judd positioned beautifully at the 200, right in the middle of the field. And they're going through at about 33, so quite a nice settled pace this one. Top seeds are around the 210 mark, so I'd expect them to come through around the 65 seconds or just under through the 400. Breeze still a little bit strong down that back straight, but it does seem to be easing slightly from earlier. As we see Marcazzani, Alex Marcazzani leading the way. He's got a 2:12 time, so one of the slowest seeds, but definitely making a good move here with Denny just to the rear of him. On the inside, it is Hunter Stevens. And Barrett Judd, once again, still in a great position. So Hugo Stubbs just starting to drift off, but getting the legs going again. So probably a bit of a slow start, actually, for guys with the 2:12, 2:13 sort of times. And I think we might see a kick down. And I think it might be Denny and also Stevens, the ones who will get involved in that. Now Gibson decides it's his turn to go and make his move down the back straight. So good to see the moves are coming in the harder part of the course. And Nico Halloran, very experienced runner, he's also wanting to be up and in it at the moment. Marquezani still leads though, as we see Gibson launch forward. So Gibson, O'Halloran, Denny. Now we're seeing Stevens go past Marquezani. Bit of a gap then to Barrett Judd and also Stubbs. So just approaching the 155 mark. It's been quite a good second lap here. They've really kicked it down beautifully. So it is Gibson, one of the many Gibsons in the Mentone colours, looking good at the moment. And Hunter Stevens coming at him though, but I think Gibson's going to do it. He's got enough. 2:12's his best. He's going to be just under that. Stevens right on it. Marquezani comes home strongly over Denny, or with Denny. Then O'Halloran, Stubbs and Barrett Judd locked together on the line. And that's the men's J800. Here they've really kicked it down beautifully. So it is Gibson, one of the many Gibsons in the Mentone colours, looking good at the moment. And Hunter Stevens coming at him though, but I think Gibson's going to do it. He's got enough. 2:12's his best. He's going to be just under that. Stevens right on it. Marquezani comes home strongly over Denny, or with Denny. Then O'Halloran.
Lots of food, so great night now here to go and make the most of the Doncaster Athletic Club canteen. That waft of sausages is certainly making the officials quite pecky. Isn't that right, Robert? That shouldn't allow it.
So let's introduce our field now. The men's I 800 metres. We have 9 starters. Shevin Hetriarchi from Nunawading is in station 1. Next to him is Tom Vulcan, wearing the Mentone kit. In 4, we have from South Melbourne, Anmol Benapal. From Athletics Essendon, Oscar Lichter in 5. Representing Glen Huntley, Liam Michelle's in 6. From Wellington, Jet Schofield is in 7. Then we have Anjana Jayalaf from Knox in 8. And then 2 Box Hill runners, Kieran Barker in 9 and James Martino in 10. They're the starters in the men's I 800 metres. So top seeds here around the 2:08 mark. So let's see them coming through. I reckon about 62, 63. I wouldn't be surprised. Even in these windier conditions, and they're already starting to attack early, and it's Jet Schofield. To the outside of him is Martino. Then we see Vulcan moving nicely in the Mentone kit, Benapal in good position to the outside of Hetriarchi, and then we're seeing Barker make his move. But they've all been quite aggressive. Michelle's sitting into that second position behind Schofield. No one really needs to move at the moment because Jet Schofield is setting a really good pace out front. So this is a good example of how you just sit and wait, because the pace is already on, and Jet Schofield from Wellington, he is the one who is making the pace out front. So Schofield, Michelle, Martino, and then Vulcan in that order as they come into the home straight the first time. So as I said, 2:08 through to about 2:10 sees this field through here in this I 800 metres, and Jet Schofield is going to bring them through just over the 60-second mark. So 61, 62. So the back of the field going through is 63. So they're all on PB pace at the moment, as we see the Essendon runner just sidestepping around Anmol Benapal then. That's Oscar Lichter. So Benapal now, he goes alongside Barker, but out front Schofield's done the work all the way. Michelle's looking good, Vulcan striding strongly, and look at Hetriarchi go too. Also Jayalaf in the black colours of Berwick XCT. So good racing here. Benapel also looking quite strong as they approach the 600 metre mark. No real change in the order, but I think Vulcan might be the one who's looking the goods, although Michelle says, I'm going to really have a go now. But Schofield kicks again. This is really entertaining out front. That top three really moving beautifully as we see Schofield now being challenged once again by Michelle, coming to the outside. Vulcan's working hard. Benapel's racing beautifully and gone past Martino. And into the home straight now, Liam Michelle looking quite strong. So the Glenn Huntley runner being challenged by Vulcan. I said he looked good early, and it is the long striding Tom Vulcan. He's going to come through with a big time 2:04. Then Michelle. Schofield comes through. Benapel right on the 2:8. Martino, Jyalaf. Also the Essendon runner there in the Lichter, Hediarachi, and also Barker. So big run there. Tom Vulcan, 2:09 the seed time, and he's run a big time around 2:04. Working hard. Benapel's racing beautifully and gone past Martino. And into the home straight now, Liam Michelle looking quite strong. So the Glenn Huntley runner being challenged by Vulcan. I said he looked good early, and it is the long striding Tom Vulcan. He's going to come through with a big time 2:04. Then Michelle. Schofield comes through. Benapel right on the 2. Now the women's F 800 metres, full field of 10. Ruby Donaldson, Glenn Huntley will line up in 1. Next to her, Thea Paratley from Box Hill, Vanessa DeAndrea from Essendon in 3. Charlotte Wilson is in station 4. From Mentone, we have Sarah Hastings in 5. Simone Cutler is in 6. Claudia Tierney, St Kevin's in 7. From Sandringham, Coco Burke is in station 8. Rory Jones, Yarra Rangers lines up in 9. And in the outside lane, Freya Miven is in 10. So good field of 10 here. We've got times ranging around the 2:28 through to 2:31. So it's quite a tight packed little field, this one. And this Tierney leading the way early. To the outside of her is Burke from Sandringham. Now we're seeing Donaldson and also Pratley on the inner lane starting to move through. Charlotte Wilson also trying to make her way through. Sarah Hastings, everyone's having a bit of a go at the moment. And looks like that might be Coupler potentially who has taken the lead and just cleared out a little bit on the pack as they go through the 200. So a nice start, and they are starting to sort themselves out as Tierney now starts to challenge. So Donaldson in next position. DeAndrea just sitting back a little bit at the moment. And then we have Hastings. But out front is Coupler, Tierney, Donaldson. Wilson sitting nicely on the rails at the moment. On the outside too, you're seeing Pratley coming through the field, but Tierney just tracking along beautifully, one out and one back at the moment. Donaldson, Burke on the rails, Hastings, Wilson, DeAndrea, Pratley. Then we have Miven. The inside of her there is Jones from Yarra Rangers. But no real change out front. Tierney quite content to let Coupler lead the way, particularly as they go around the bend and into the headwind now. Hastings, the next one to make a bit of a move, the girl in the Mentone colours. Now we're seeing Charlotte Wilson starting to make her move as Ruby Donaldson just starts to ease her way back. Burke alongside her now. DeAndrea, one of the more experienced runners, starting to come through. Pratley just off the back of her. So 200 out and Coupler still leads. A few of the younger girls, I think, now starting to get ready to make their moves. So Tierney's been sitting beautifully in that position, just right on the back of Coupler, but Coupler starting to wind it up here, coming around the home straight. So Cutler and G, they're really starting to go for it. Tierney's going stride for stride. So Tierney's just going to ease out into the next lane. And it's going to be right on as they come into the home straight. So Tierney's really worked this one out beautifully, and she's just sat and launched. She's coming in with a seed time of 2:29, and look at the clock. So big performance here, Claudia Tierney. She'll take it out 2:24 thereabouts. Coupler in next position, then Burke, Hastings, Wilson, Prattley comes through, then DeAndrea, Donaldson, then Rory Jones, and rounding out Freya Mivan. So all of them in by about 2:36, 2:37, but good win there in 2:24. Unofficial Claudia Tierney from St Kevin's. Out into the next lane, and it's going to be right on as they come into the home straight. So Tierney's really worked this one out beautifully, and she's just sat and launched. She's coming in with a seed time of 2:29, and look at the clock. So big performance here, Claudia Tierney. She'll take it out 2:24 thereabouts. Coupler in next position, then Burke, Hastings, Will.
So just a reminder to all athletes, as you come down to the registration tent, please do not walk in front of the photo finish equipment. So there's barriers there and a big couple of orange markers. They're not there to say come this way, they say here to say keep out. So please walk behind the barriers and behind the judges' stand to get to the Doncaster Athletic Club tent, which is the registration area. Now let's go to the next event on the track, which is the men's
H 800 metres, and we do have 9 starters. Ethan Evans from Mentone is in 1. Next to him, James McInerney from Athletics Waverley. In 3 from Dandenong Springvale, it's Suvan Sujendran. In 4 from another attached runner there in Oliver Vidaic. Next to him, it is James Gibbs from Glen Huntley. Ethan Armstrong Bourne from Diamond Valley in 7. Scott Benedict Box Hill in 8. Edward Gibson Mentone in 9. And Levi Holmes is our extra runner there from Ballarat YCW. So fairly even start. Evans on the inside moving nicely. To the outside of him, Sajendran also going well. Hines has been added in from earlier race, so I wouldn't be surprised if Levi just drifts to the back of the field here. And that's exactly what he's doing with Scott Benedict. But out front it is Evans. Vidaic just getting in alongside Gibbs there from Glen Huntley. So pretty good start, around the 30-second mark for that opening 200. And now they're starting to get along to a nice little line. Armstrong Bourne, the Diamond Valley runner, sitting beautifully there in about 5th position. Just behind him, Scott Benedict. The next of our Mentone runners there, Gibson, also going nicely. But into the home straight first time, and it is well bunched. You see McInerney just hanging around at the back of the field. We probably expect a nice little kick from James as they go around that back straight. But Ethan Evans from Mentone leads the way in 63 as they go through. So they're on that, around their PB time, and I think we're going to see another kick-down race here as you see Gibbs now start to make the first move. Armstrong Bourne going alongside Vidaic and past and alongside Sajendran. But James Gibbs is really, he means business now, so the young Glen Huntley runner hits the headwind first. He's going to really try and work them hard down that back straight. Vidaic's back into the race again. He's alongside Armstrong Bourne. But it is Gibbs, then Evans, Vidaic, Armstrong Bourne. Now we're seeing McInerney alongside Benedict. Then we have Gibson and Sajendran and Hines. But out front, it is Gibbs still leading the way. He made a big move. Is he going to be paid off for that, or are the pack going to chase him down in this last bit? Vidaic is really working hard. The arms are coming into play. Armstrong Bourne the same. Gibbs now got the benefit of that tailwind, but Vidaic really goes up another gear or two. 1:59, 2 minutes on the clock now. So we're going to see some good times here. Vidaic will stop the clock at 2:04 thereabouts. Gibbs in 2:05. Then Gibson, I think, came home like a rocket. Armstrong Bourne, Benedict, Evans, Sajendran, McInerney and Hines. Hard, the arms are coming into play. Armstrong born the same. Gibbs now got the benefit of that tailwind, but Vidaic really goes up another gear or two. 1:59, 2 minutes on the clock now. So we're going to see some good times here. Vidaic will stop the clock at 2:04 thereabouts. Gibbs in 2:05. Then Gibson, I think, came home like a rocket. Armstrong. Still a few minutes up. Metres. We do have 9 starters. Thomas Lynette from Ringwood in Station 1. Riley Walsh, Essendon is in 2. From Mentone, Alexander Ruda in 3. Representing Athletics Chilwell in Station 4, Hugh Nucky. Geordie Walsh from Athletics Essendon is in 5. In 7, we have Taj Davies. In Station 8, from Mornington Peninsula, it is Archie Hewitt. Jordan Michelle from Melbourne University in 9. And Riley Stewart from Wellington Athletics in Station 10. They're the field in the men's G 800 metres. So quick start there from Riley Walsh from Essendon. He's really moving beautifully in lane 2. Geordie Walsh from Essendon also out there nicely in the early stages, and Nucky from Chilwell moving beautifully as they start to settle. So it's Walsh, Nucky, Michelle now moving into the picture as well. Taj Davies just tacking along beautifully. And it's a nice tight bunch as we see Riley Stewart from Wellington also starting to join the mix there. So Riley Walsh from Essendon leading the way into the home straight. This is pretty rapid. Walsh has got a best time of 2:03.34. So I'll expect they're going to be well under that 60-second mark as they come through. Let's watch the clock. So 58, 59, right on the 60. Nucky going well. Stewart, Michelle. Also up there is Davies. As we're seeing the Mornington runner as well, Hewitt, just making his way at the rear of the field with Lynette. Ruda just starting to move away from them. Nucky's one to watch here, but it is the other Essendon runner called Walsh, which is Geordie Walsh, that makes the first move. So it's Geordie Walsh, Nucky, Stewart. Now we're seeing Ruda, the experienced runner in the Mentone kit. He's going to the outside and absolutely exploding down the side. So into the headwind, Ruda's taken the lead, and he's going to stretch the younger runners out as they go round the top bend the last time. So Ruda, Nucky, Stewart, Davies in that order as they come round into the home straight. So Ruda has gone early, as the crowd says here. Nucky's going to try and launch again and go to the outside. Ruda is strong though. Look, he's running away from them now. So the cheer squad's really going for him. He's got a seed time of 2:03. Let's see if we can get him under that 2 minutes. It's going to be close. It will be a PB, 2:01. Nucky, good run. Stewart through beautifully. Michelle, Walsh, Davies, Lynette. Also Hewitt and Walsh. So a very entertaining men's G800, and Ruda deciding he's not over and done with yet. He's down for the push-ups.
Yep, let's make him do another lap.
He's going to try and launch again and go to the outside. Ruda is strong though. Look, he's running away from them now. So the cheer squad's really going for him. He's got a seed time of 2:03. Let's see if we can get him under that 2 minutes. It's going to be close, but it will be a PB. 2:01. Nucky, good run. Stewart through beautifully. Michelle.
First, just a reminder, the Doncaster Athletic Club have got the barbecue going and other various food and drinks available in the canteen in the main grandstand area. Also, while you're up in that area, check out what Arnold's got on offer. Those on-the shoes are sensational. So try them out. You can buy them tonight as well. Another reminder, just general public service reminder, please do not cross in front of the photo finish equipment. We'll be moving our athletes behind the judges' stand to get to the registration area. Next event on the track will be our women's E800
metres. The girls are just getting ready to line up. We're slightly ahead of time, 7:10 the scheduled time, so I'll get the girls on the track now, ready to go for the E800 metres. Four's missing? Oh, it does too.
Okay,
introduce the 7 starters in the women's E800 metres. Jamie Lee Cobain from Athletics Essendon. She's in lane 1, station 1. Next to her, another one of our fantastic Wellington Athletics runners. It is Alicia Reid in 2. Christina Nikovsky from Yarra Rangers is in 3. From Collingwood, Piper Hartnett is in station 4. Kyla Swallow, Mornington Peninsula in 5. Cadence Fleming, Wellington in 7. In 8, Bridget Williams from Glen Huntly. And that is our field for the women's E800 metres. So fairly even start. On the inside you've got Cobain and Reid moving nicely, and on the outside Cadence Fleming. So the 2 Wellington athletes probably going to be prominent early. Swallow looking good at the moment, Hartnett just to the inside of her. And as they said, it'll be Williams who'll be at the rear of the field with Nikovsky. But Cadence Fleming leads the way. Fleming, Reid, Hartnett. So a couple of the good junior runners here. Swallow now pushing her way forward. They've got to be careful not to slow too early as they start to mingle in at that 200, but Kayla Swallow leading the way from Fleming, Hartnett in next position, and then Reid from Wellington. A little bit of a gap then to Nikovsky, Cobain and Williams, but all running well at the moment. Great form out front, Kyla Swallow. Another good mover there is Cadence Fleming, and they're looking good as they come into this home straight. So Swallow's coming in, she's got a seed time of 2:24. So let's see, it's going to be well ahead of that as they come down. Fleming now alongside Swallow. So Fleming, Swallow, Reid, Hartnett. And they're going through in 69 seconds. So might be a challenge now to get the sub 2:20, but they're going to be close on. But Fleming certainly has been racing well this season, racing regularly as well. Swallow just now starting to ease back on to Fleming, that gap not going anywhere. Gap then to Reid though at Hartnett, and now it's Cobain starting to come through with Williams. But out front, Swallow edging closer and closer. Fleming still looking really good, but Swallow deciding she really wants to challenge here, and it's about 220 out, and there's not much in this. Big gap of about 20 metres then back to Reid. who's got Cobain just breathing down her neck. But talking about breathing down the neck, Fleming will be feeling Kyla Swallow because she's right there on her side. So big run from Kyla Swallow here. Looked like she was easing back earlier, but now she's alongside Fleming and takes the lead. So into the home straight, Swallow and Fleming. This race is on. Get behind these two young ladies. It's been a cracker of a race here in the women's E800, and it will be Kyla Swallow who'll take it out. 2:24 is a seed time. Wow, I think we might get her under that 2:20. It's going to be so close. 2:18, 2:19, right on the 2:20 for Swallow. Big run though from Fleming. Always races well. Reed through at 2:25, so that's right on the PB there for Reed. Cobain through, then Hartman, Nikovsky and Williams. But Kyla Swallow, very impressive. So too Cadence Fleming, the women's E800 metres. Ladies, it's been a cracker of a race here in the women's E800, and it will be Kyla Swallow who'll take it out. 2:24 is a seed time. Wow, I think we might get her under that 2:20. It's going to be so close. 2:18, 2:19, right on the 2:20 for Swallow. Big run though from Fleming. Always races well. Reed through at 2:20.
So going up the field now, the men's F.
800 metres. Station 1, representing Athletics Chilwell, it is Bailey Wilson. In 2, it is Tom Davidson. Station 3, Thomas Hughes. Station 4, representing Doncaster, Aidan Marasco. Leo Norman from Brunswick is in 5. Noah Falk, Ringwood, 6. Next to him, it is Jared Cripps from Diamond Valley. Archie Matson from Glen Huntly in 8. Oliver Bradshaw Deacon in 9. And Mark Stodden from Richmond Harriers is in 10. They're our starters in the men's F 800 metres. Once again, a fairly even start. The Brunswick runner there is Leo Norman. Don't know much about him, but he's got a 2:02 to his name, and he's one of the early leaders alongside Tom Davidson in the St Kevin's uniform. Stodden just taking position at the rear, but he goes alongside Marasco and works his way forward now. So out front, Jared Cripps. We saw him have a good win at Box Hill last week, taking home $100, making a statement in those fluoro socks and fluoro shoes, and it is Jared Cripps once again just leading the way here. So Cripps leads from Norman. Davidson in good position. Bradshaw in the mix as well as they come into the home straight. It's the Diamond Valley runner there in Cripps leading the way. Nicely bunched now. You can see Stodden at the back of the field. Bradshaw out wide and working hard. The Ringwood runner there is Noah Falk. And on the rails there, Bailey Wilson. So Cripps through in 59. So 2:02 is what they ran last week. Marasco at the rear of the field now, chasing down the Glen Huntly runner there in Matson. But Norman looking dangerous. Davidson also up there. The two Geelong runners there in Wilson and also Bradshaw working well in the midfield, and it is the Ringwood runner there in Thorpe also starting to move well, and Thomas Hughes in the blue starting to work hard down that back straight, so too Mark Stodden. But out front it's still Jared Cripps leading the way from Norman. Norman now takes, and there's a fall. Davidson's gone down. I think that was Davidson. So that's what happens when they start to come together. So Davidson down and Bradshaw down as well, I think. And a bit of a shame, but they're back on the track. But out front it is now Norman and also Thorpe working their way into the home straight. 2:02.5, as I said, is Norman's seed time. He's looking strong here. I think we might see our first sub-2 for the night. And Norman really going for it here. So going to be close, 58, 59, right on the 2 minutes there for Norman. Wright will be through next. This has been a cracker of a race here in the women's E. Came through, then Hughes, Stodden through in about 2:08, Cripps, Davison, one of our fallen runners. Let's get behind Bradshaw. Went down but got up and he's finished the race. Well done. So Oliver Bradshaw rounding out the field there. Unfortunate fall there. I think it was Davidson and also Bradshaw going down, but taken out by Leo Norman from Brunswick. Could be sub-2. Remember, all results are coming through on Results Hub, so we'll wait and see the judges' decisions. Sorry.
The next event on the track will be the men's E 800 metres, and we'll have 7 starters. Still waiting judges on that previous race. Have we seen our first sub-2? If not,
hopefully we'll see it fairly soon. A couple of established runners in this race who know what it feels like to have a 1 at the front of their name in these events. Our field is Joshua Daly from Collingwood Harriers, Station 1. From Western Athletics, Ethan Riley is in 2. In Station 3, sorry, we don't have a Station 3. In 4, from Bendigo University, it's Nathan Crowley. In 6, from Western Athletics, Jackson Wright. In 8, from Williamstown, Jed Gibney. In 9, from Ballarat Harriers, Jared Hill. And in 10, from Glen Huntly, Ethan Miller. They're our starters in the men's E 800 metres. So I think we're going to see a pretty rapid start to this one. We've got a few that, like Crowley, who know what it's like to go sub-2. Can he take some of the younger guys through with him as well? So Nathan Crowley's been running extremely well. Believe it or not, he's now a 50-year-old or approaching that. And look how strong Nathan Crowley's going out of the front of this field in the Bendigo University kits. Oh, sorry, that's the Bendigo Bats kits. So we've got Crowley leading the way. I think Wright's in next position. The next to the Western A's runner there is Ethan Riley, also up early. So I'm hoping that Nathan's just going to lead this lovely pack of younger guys through well under that 2-minute mark. The Ballarat Harriers runner there, Jared Hill, looking good, just 1 out, 1 back. He's on the outside there of Wright. But Crowley's just setting the pace. Hill's getting a little bit impatient and just pushing forward, but the pace is perfect. Crowley gets them through 59 low. The whole field through on that 60-second mark there, as we see the Williamstown runner there and Gibney starting to make his move, although Daly from Collingwood didn't like that much and he pushed his way forward. So it is still Crowley, Hill, Wright, then Riley. Daly now starting to make his way through. The two Western A's runners virtually together. A bit of a gap then to Gibney and then to Miller. But out front, Crowley's led all the way. I think there might be some challenges coming, and it might be Wright from from Western A's, the first one to lead through. So Wright and his teammate Riley still working together, but Crowley just edging forward again. Can we get Nathan Crowley, the 50-year-old, under 2 minutes That's a pretty rare treat for us here at Doncaster. They're winding it up and winding it up in the home straight. The Western A's boys are going hammer and tong. They've got to go around Crowley though. Crowley's still leading it. Riley's coming to the outside. It's going to be close. Riley's just going to take it right on the 2 minutes. Riley, Crowley, right. Then Daly. Next one through was Hill, Gibney and Miller. Exciting race there, but Ethan Riley, Western A's, 2:01.40 his PB. I think his minutes. That's a pretty rare treat for us here at Doncaster. They're winding it up and winding it up in the home straight. The Western A's boys are going hammer and tong. They've got to go around Crowley though. Crowley's still leading it. Riley's coming to the outside. It's going to be close. Riley's just going to take it right on the 2 minutes. Riley, Crowley, right. Then...
So let's introduce the field now. This is the women's D800 metres. We have 9 starters. Anna Sherry from Coach Sydney lines up in station
1. From Ballarat YCW, Eliza Lapierre is in 2. From Doncaster in 3, it is Gemma Young. Karima Wakim from Collingwood Harriers in 4. Ada Hill, Wellington, station 5. Poppy Scott Dalgleish, Diamond Valley is in 6. In 8 from Doncaster, Lucy Kearney. In 9, it is Evie Alluri, and in 10 from Glen Huntley, Charlotte Gibbs. There are our 9 starters in the women's D 800 metres. So a fairly even start. Young from Doncaster out nicely. The Glen Huntley runner to Gibbs is going well. Gee, it's really tight here. Bree Sherry, I reckon, might take the lead here. She'll push forward the Casey Cadinia runner, but also to the outside, I think Gibbs might be the one who eases across after going through the cones. So Gibbs leads. Sherry on the rails at the moment, just trying to pick up who's to the outside there. It might be one of the Doncaster runners as they go through the 200 in about 33 seconds. So Sherry now just easing it back through, and I think it is the Doncaster runner there in Kearney, sitting in second position as they do start to settle. So Gibbs, she's coming in with a seed time of 2:22. So I think we'll probably see them going through maybe around that 69-second mark, maybe a little bit quicker actually. It looks like it's a good schedule, and it is one of our Wellington runners, Ada Hill, just going to take the lead with Scott Dalgleish, going through in 68. So setting it up nicely. It's Hill, Scott Dalgleish, then Gibbs, Sherry, Lapierre starting to make her way through. Still tightly bunched. Wakim just now off the back of Young, and Kearney now starting to make her move round the outside. But Ada Hill leads it. Scott Dalgleish looking good into the headwind down the back straight. And now we're seeing Lapierre from Ballarat YCW starting to make her moves on the back straight. But Scott Dalgleish takes the lead. So the young lady from Diamond Valley looking strong here in this D 800 metres. 200 metres out, and now Lapierre comes alongside Hill as well. And it is Scott Dalgleish followed by Lapierre as they come round the top bend. So a lot of strength now required as they come into the home straight. It is one of the younger runners here, Poppy Scott Dalgleish, leading the way into the home straight. Eliza Lapierre, a bit more experience, but she's got a little bit of work to do. She wants to catch Scott Dalgleish, who looks so good into the home straight. So big run from Poppy Scott Dalgleish. Her PB's 2:20.47. She's going to be well under that, gritting her teeth and really going for it. Lepere coming out of late, but sub 2:20 for Scott Dalglish. Also for Lepere, I hope. Joaquim threw in next in 2:22. Then Kearney, Hill to the outside, Sherry. Then Gibbs, Young, and rounding out the field, Evie Lurie. The great running there, probably Scott Dalglish. That's one to watch for. That was a sub 2:20. First time under for the young lady from Diamond Valley. Wants to catch Scott Dalglish, who looks so good into the home straight. So big run from Poppy Scott Dalglish. Her PB's 2:20.47. She's going to be well under that, gritting her teeth and really going for it. Lepere coming out of late, but sub 2:20 for Scott Dalglish. Also for Lepere, I hope. Joaquim threw in next in 2.
Now let's introduce the field of the men's D800 metres. We've got 9
starters. Oscar O'Connor from Doncaster, one of the locals. He's lining up in 1. Next to him, the excitement machine from the Bendigo Harriers. It's Harrison Boyd in 2. Then next to him in 9, I'll call him in lane 3, one of the established Milers Club's runners. Been here since 2005, Simon Fitzpatrick. In 4, we've got Ryan Gillespie. In 5, from Ballerine, we have a Broden Bond. From Mentone, another one of the Gibsons. They really breed them strong down at Mentone. Alexander lines up in 6. Ned Tyrrell from St Kevin's in 7. Sebastian Farrelly Mornington in 8. And in 10 from Eureka, Charles Chandler. That's our field in the men's D 800 metres.
On your marks.
So very even start. I think Broden Bond is going out nicely. Could be out of uniform. We're used to seeing him in red, but it's Harrison Boyd smoothly moving. Fitzpatrick's going with him. The Mentone runner there in Gibson also looking nice early. But this is a really nice start. Just starting to take the foot off the pedal a little bit. And you see the field really coming together. The Williamstown runner at the rear of the field. But it's Harrison Boyd leading. From Mornington, Sebastian Farrelly looking strong as well. Fitzpatrick in next position. So Boyd striding beautifully down into the home straight now. Bond going very wide as they come into the straight. You've also got Gillespie out wide as well. But they're really starting to settle into this race now. Gibson moving nicely. So Boyd leads Farrelly. Ned Tyrrell going nicely. So no real change. We're seeing Bond now making a little bit of a surge past Fitzpatrick and trying to edge back onto the back of Farrelly, but it is Boyd leading the way. So he's got a best time of 1:58.8. So Boyd leads from Farrelly. Fitzpatrick's back in it again. He is strong. Just behind him we have got Gibson from Mentone, also Tyrrell from St Kevin's. So there's not much change out front. That's sort of coming and going a lot here. Everyone's having a little bit of a dip, but the only non-change has really been Harrison Boyd out front. So Boyd's led all the way. Now we're seeing Gibson going for it. Gibson launches for it. The crowd here is going crazy. Boyd leading, Gibson going strong. Farrelly and Bond coming at them, and it will be Boyd. Time check 1:55, so big time there for Boyd. Gibson 57, nice run from Bond. Fitzpatrick. Then we had Farrelly also coming through, Gillespie, Eureka's Chandler and Tyrrell. So nice win there. Harrison Boyd takes it out. The men's D 800. Gibson launches for it. The crowd here is going crazy. Boyd leading, Gibson going strong. Farrelly and Bond coming at them, and it will be Boyd. Time check 1:55, so big time there for Boyd. Gibson 57, nice run from Bond. Fitzpatrick. Then we had Farrelly also coming through. Gillespie.
Women's C, 800 metres, all 10 stars lined
Up, we're ready to go. In Station 1 from Mentonis, Karen Haydar. Station 2, we welcome from South Australia, Natasha Ascent. In 3, one of the hometown girls here in Doncaster, Sonna Backer. Station 4, from South Bendigo, Chelsea Tickle. In 5, from Box Hill, Cushy Diol. Station 6, representing Athletics Essendon, Lara Sakana. In 7, from Wendouree, Stephanie Mundy. Station 8, from Glen Huntly, Amy McKinley. Station 9, her teammate from Glen Huntly, Yvette Cordy. And in Station 10, from Box Hill, it's Lauren Tay. There are 10 starters in the women's C 800 metres. So a good field here. They range from 2:15 through to about 2:18, 2:19. And let's see who's going to take the lead here. So Mercent, the South Australian in that white uniform. Chelsea Tickle chasing her. Hayter just off the back, then Cushy Diol. So it is nicely packed at the moment. Diol taking the outside run there. Hayter on the rails. Mercent leading them nicely through the 200, which they breached through in about 31 seconds. So now they're starting to really gap in together here. So Mercent still leading. Tickle on the rails. Diol to the outside of her. McKinley positioned beautifully there on the rails in about 4th or 5th position. So the South Australian leads it. She's coming in with a seed time of 2:17.9 thereabouts. And Diol's the one to the outside just pushing that pace. So Mercent, Diol, Tickle, McKinley looking very strong, just sitting off that lead pack, then Hayter. Sakana, Backer now starting to make her move. Mundy's sitting on the rails, Cordy and also Tay at the rear of the field. But now we see Diol take the lead for the first time, so change in lead here. Is anyone going to chase? Cushy Diol starts to break the pack apart here. McKinley and Sakana are the ones who are going. Sakana's been so strong all season, ran beautifully again last week at Box Hill. And Lara Sakana in the Essendon kit, she's the one who's now launching out after Cushy Diol, who made the big decisive move, 300 out. So Diol, Sakana goes straight past, no respect here, just goes for it. So Lara Sakana, head down and absolutely driving forward. Lara Sakana looking sensational around that top bend. Has she got the last 100 in her? So Sakana now out by about 5 metres. Big group there. Diol, Tickle now going to the outside. Mercent back into it as well. But it is Lara Sakana. Has she got the last 50? I think she has. We've seen a lot of this young lady this year, and what a breakthrough here. Coming in for a time, let's have a look. It's going to be just into the 2:14s. Diol next in 15. Tickle, Mercent, McKinley, Hayter, big run from her. Then back in 2:20, Cordy, Tay and Mundy. But Lara Sakana, whoa, what a run. 2:16.52 was her old PB. She'll now go home from Doncaster tonight with a new PB. The young girl from Athletics Essendon taking the win in the women's C 800. Now going to the outside, Mercent back into it as well. But it is Lara Sakana. Has she got the last 50? I think she has. We've seen a lot of this young lady this year, and what a breakthrough here. Coming in for a time, let's have a look. It's going to be just into the 2:14s. Diol next in 15. Tickle, Mercent, McKinley. Field of 9, the men's C 800 metres. Lining up on the inside from Athletics Chilwell, it is Charles Lay. Alongside him, another one of our Geelong runners from the Ballerina Athletic Club, it is Joshua Unthank in 2. Lucas Goals-Robinson's in 3. In 4 from Olds of Arians, Sebastian Dayan. Noah Wright, Yarra Rangers in 5. Then we have Thomas Scroggie in 6. Lachlan Marasco from Doncaster in 7. Tom Forster from St Kevin's in 8. And in 9 from Glen Huntley, Kevin Zhu. 9 starters for the men's C 800 metres.
On your mark.
So 9 starters. Top seeds, they're all in the 156s, 157s. This will be absolutely on. Some real young guns out there. And there's the young man from Yarra Rangers, Noah Wright. He's the one who wants to lead with Zoo going alongside him at the moment. Scroggie in good position in the mid-pack. Also Forster, his training partner. So out the back, Unthank sitting nicely with Scholes Robertson. But Tom Forster, the one who takes the lead at 200, and he's taking Wright with him. Zoo in next position, then Scroggie. To the outside there, it is the Doncaster runner in a Marasco. So good pace being set here, Tom Forster. I would expect that the pace will be on all the way. These guys really love to race each other, and it is a competitive race here. Lots of sub-2s, and it is Forster really pushing forward. These guys will be looking for 153, 154 tonight, and by going through a 56 split, that's exactly what they're after. So Forster out by 5 from Wright and Zoo. Marasco, Scroggie, Scholes Robertson, next position, then Dayan. It's really starting the chasers on here as we see Marasco starting to wind himself up. Scroggie going with him and looking comfortable at the moment. Now Unthank trying to make his move in the midfield. But out front, Forster's put his foot down and he's really trying to assert that lead as he comes through the 600 metre mark in about 1:25. So it is Forster maybe just tying up a little bit as we see Scholes Robertson, the next one to make the move. So Forster, Scholes Robertson, now Unthank, I expect him to put the afterburners on. But out front, Forster's gone again. He's still out by 5 over Scholes Robertson. Unthank making the next move, then Marasco, Zoo and Wright. But out front it is still Forster. He should be rewarded with a win here. The important thing for him is going to be time. He's been unhappy with recent races, but Tom Forster strides it out, stops the clock. 55 thereabouts. Scholes Robertson, big run from Unthank. Wright, Marasco, Zoo. Then we have Lay, Scroggie and Dayan. So great racing, the men's C 800 metres. Unthank making the next move, then Marasco, Zoo and Wright. But out front it is still Forster. He should be rewarded with a win here. The important thing for him is going to be time. He's been unhappy with recent races, but Tom Forster strides it out, stops the clock. 55 thereabouts. Scholes Robertson, big run from Unthank. Wright, Marasco, Zoo.
Now let's
Introduce the field, the women's B 800. A lot of good names in this one, and they are on the inside lane representing Athletics Essendon, Matisse Lazari. From Doncaster in 2, Connor Gist. Lining up in 3 from Western Athletics, Janae McCrell. Alongside her from Diamond Valley in 4, Ali Brooks. Station 5 from Western Athletics, it is Honor Tobin. In 6 from Glen Huntley, Tanasha Santosh. In 7, also Glen Huntley, it is Emily McLean. In 9 from Deakin, Isla Bradshaw, and in 10 we have Megan Dean. There are 9 starters, the women's B 800 metres. So Gist looking strong early. Connor Gist just striding beautifully through making up that stagger nicely. And as they start to settle down, it'll be Connor Gist from Doncaster. Knows this track well, leading the way. So Gist, now they're starting to push through. Brooks is the first one to challenge here. And they're all trying to get good position as they start to settle towards the 200. Santos to the outside. A little bit of pushing and shoving as they start to come together as Gist just takes the foot off the pedal. About 31 through the 200. So they're moving nicely but not super quick as Santos and also Lazari on the rails sitting nicely. So a little bit of a strategic race at the moment. Connor Gist leading the way. Santos now taking the wide line. Lazari on the rails. Tobin, one of our top seeds, just trailing just behind Brooks at the moment as they really start to move it into this last section. So you've got Gist, Lazari, Bradshaw on the rails, Santos, McLean, Tobin, Brooks, Dean and McCrell, a few of our top seeds at the rear of the field. So this is where the strength's going to come in. So Connor Gist controlling pace. Lazari's got that higher cadence, just trying to work alongside Connor Gist. Bradshaw, the long striding lean of Bradshaw, looking good down the back straight. And it is Gist, Lazari, Bradshaw. On a Tobin, watch her explode at the 600 metre mark. I'm expecting a lot from her. McLean in next position, then Santos. But out front, it is Lazari leading the way. Lazari, Gist, still watching for Tobin to make her move. Bradshaw looking good, a little bit a gap then to McLean. But out front, Lazari, she is really starting to motor away here. So Matisse Lazari stepping down to the 800. Haven't seen her run this good over an 8 for a long, long time. Gist is coming back at her. Bradshaw and Tobin still in the mix. And it is going to be Gist just too strong in that final stage. Bradshaw coming home strong as well. Going to be a good time here, about the 2:14 mark for Gist. She'll take the win. Bradshaw, Lazari, Tobin, then McLean, Dean, McCrell, Santos and Brooks. Had a go. Had a go. And that's all. For a long, long time. Gist is coming back at her. Bradshaw and Tobin still in the mix. And it is going to be Gist just too strong in that final stage. Bradshaw coming home strong as well. Going to be a good time here, about the 2:14 mark for Gist. She'll take the win. Bradshaw, Lazari, Tobin, then McLean.
Heading to the full field of 10 now, the men's B 800 metres.
Let's introduce your field. Station 1 from Box Hill, it is Toby Griffith. Next to him, teammate from Box Hill, Darcy Pound. James Torano is in 3, also from Box Hill. From Western Athletics, Robert Waits is in 4. From Doncaster, Peter Holland in 5. Collingwood Harriers, Oscar Mazaraki in 6. Will Lindsay is in 8. In 9, Oliver Armstrong from Ballerine. And in 10, it is Alex Shears-Jones from Old Scotch. They're our starters in the men's B 800 metres. So a very accomplished field, this one. Few different styles that we'll be watching here. Darcy Pound renowned for that big finish, but he's decided to go out early with his teammate there in Griffith. So it's Griffith, the 3 Box Hill runners actually, with Taranto coming to the outside. White's from Western A's in next position. He's got Mazaraki with him. We've also got Holland in the mix as well. So an interesting start here as they just start to settle it. So the Box Hill runners just pushing forward. I think Taranto's taken the lead now. So Taranto, also Griffith and Pound. Holland sitting on the inside there. Maserati in good position, just one out, one back as they come through to get the bell. So Maserati just to the outside of Taranto, Pound to the outside of him. White's in the clutch position there at the moment. Holland in good position to move. Also from Old Scott, Shears Jones, and the ballerine runner there in Armstrong also moving nicely. So White's is the next one to go. Made the Victorian final of the 800 metres with a new breakthrough of 1:53. So White's challenging Pound, but Pound's gone nice and early. So Darcy's decided he's not going to leave it for the last stages. He's saying, you've really got to chase me down. And Robert White's is the one who's trying to do that. It looks like it is definitely Griffith in next position, and Maserati now going to the outside of him, Holland chasing. But out front, Pound, Whites, Maserati. It's going to be on as they come into the home straight, so let's support these runners as they come through. This is going to be a big, big, big finish. We know Pound's got a nice little kick, but so is Robert Whites from Western Ace, and Maserati's coming at him as well. Pound is strong, he's moving away. White's still battling on, Maserati going nicely. 1:54, thereabouts for Pound. Whites, Maserati, big finish there from Holland. Taranto on the inside, Griffith. Darcy Pound too strong there, taking out the men's B 800 metres. As they come through, this is going to be a big, big, big finish. We know Pound's got a nice little kick, but so is Robert Whites from Western Ace, and Maserati's coming at him as well. Pound is strong, he's moving away. White's still battling on, Maserati going nicely. 1:54, thereabouts for Pound. Whites, Maserati, big finish there.
Might do a couple of little interviews, a bit of time here. Darcy Pound, I interviewed you last week at Box Hill. A bit of a different race.
This week you went nice and early. Let's face the camera up there. How'd that one pan out?
Yeah, it was a little bit windy, so thought people would try and hold back, and then tried to make my move just before the bell to catch me off guard, and worked out all right.
It was a good move, but Robert Whites was responding beautifully down that back straight, but you ran his legs off him in the home straight.
Yeah, I could hear him coming, but I think coming off my good run last week, I was confident that I could hold him off in the last 100.
Excellent. Hopefully we'll see you in an A race before too long, Darcy Pound.
Cheers, thanks, Jim.
We're now going to one of our highlight events will be
the women's A 800 metres. Let's introduce our field. In Station 2, we welcome back from New South Wales. He had a win at Milers Club, I think, in round number 2 at Box Hill. It is Davina Smith. In 3, one of the big Milers Club improvers for 2022-23 from Morning Peninsula, Jamie Wainwright. Station 4, the Israeli national champion and representing Maccabi, it is Shani Landon. Station 7, we welcome from Japan, Yumi Kitamura. Station 8, from Wellington Athletics, Ali Fleming. Station 9, from Collingwood Harriers, on the inside lane there, it is Lucy Delbridge. And Station 10, from St Kevin's, Bridie Hill. There are starters in the women's A 800 metres. So 7 starters here. Delbridge on the inside, moving nicely. We saw her win a great battle at the Victorian Junior Champs to take out a strong win in 2:12, which has earned her a place in this women's A field. To the outside there, the smooth-moving Fleming, but it is Davina Smith. Talk about smooth movers. Davina Smith really looks solid in these 800s, and she's just going out. Fleming deciding she's going to go with her, just sitting side by side as they go through the 200. It's nicely bunched. So Wainwright sitting in the clutch position there, just a few back on the rail. Landon to the outside of her, and then Hill and Delbridge. But rounding the bend the first time here, the top bend, and coming into the straight, we're going to see Davina Smith. Yumi Kitamura, she's a 2.00 runner from Japan. Not quite in that shape at the moment, but Kitamura, definitely a good competitor. We saw her racing last week at Box Hill. So it's Smith and Kitamura leading the way. Fleming's on the rails, Wainwright in good position, and also Sharni Landon well positioned as they go through in 63. A little bit of a gap then to Delbridge, the junior, but she's got a battle on in this last lap. But out front, Davina Smith still controlling pace. Gee, Ali Fleming looks good, just sitting behind. Wainwright now sitting back in 5th position. Little bit of a gap then to Hill. So racing 5 at the moment, and look at Fleming go. So Ali Fleming coming in for 2:10 PB, showing that she really wants to lay it down to the big names here, the Japanese and also the New South Wales runners. 200 out, and Ali Fleming takes the lead. So Fleming, Landon's the next one to launch. Then we have Kitamura. On the inside there we've got Smith and then Wainwright. If anyone's races, they come into the home straight, so really get behind your runners here as they come in. They're going to start going wide. It's going to be like a Melbourne Cup finish here. But Sharni Landon's the one who's going for it. Kitamura's coming back again. Smith's in the picture as well. Fleming's run such a brave race. And now Wainwright, but it's going to be Sharni Landon. It's going to be a finish time around the 2:07 mark. So Landon, Kitamura, Fleming, then Smith, Wainwright, Delbridge and Hill. So great running there. Sharni Landon, the multiple Israeli national champion. She takes out the women's A 800 metres. Here as they come in, they're going to start going wide. It's going to be like a Melbourne Cup finish here. But Sharni Landon's the one who's going for it. Kitamura's coming back again. Smith's in the picture as well. Fleming's run such a brave race. And now Wainwright, but it's going to be Sharni Landon. It's going to be a finish time around the 2:07 mark. So Landon, Kitamura, Fleming, then... Everyone had a real dip at it. Ali Fleming, what a runner.
Yeah, it was punched in there, but it was good to have girls working together, trying to run fast together.
Training going well for you? That was a very strong finish because conditions out there not ideal and you needed to be tough tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, training has been a little bumpy this season in racing, but part of the game, so just taking it day by day.
Good to have, once again, interstate and international runners in this event, isn't it?
Say that again?
Yeah. It's good to have the internationals and the interstaters in the racing. Yeah, you've got New South Wales, also the Japanese runner.
Yeah, definitely. The more the merrier. It's nice. The middle distance in Victoria is great, so brings a lot of good people in, and that's great.
Thanks. I know you're a little bit out of rev. Sharni Landon, congratulations taking out the women's A 800 metres. We've got our men lined up, ready to go, and they are in Station 1 from Glen Huntly, James Hatton. Rupert Clemenger, Old Melburnians in 2. In 3, it is Matthew Goff from Glen Huntly. Lining up in 4, Jacob Reed from Geelong Guild. In 5, we welcome from Western Australia, Thomas Moorcroft. In 6, from Keeler St Bernard's, great win last week. Also winning the Higham 800, it is from Keeler St Bernard's, Mitchell Langbourne. Next to him, in the all-orange kit of Mornington Peninsula, Jake Stevens. And also from St Kevin's, in the middle lanes there, he's hiding away, it is Jack Bowen. They're our starters in the men's A 800 metres. So Hatton on the inside, Clemenger's away very quickly. He's had a great year, Clemenger, but Goff looking strong early. So Matty Goff also looking good this year as we see Bowen now starting to wake his way forward. Our top seed is Moorcroft, the Western Australian. He comes in with a 1:49.43. So let's see if they can get in around that 53-54 second lap. First lap, but Matty Goff just moving nicely, but I don't think it's super quick as they go through. So about the 28 second mark, maybe 27 high through the 200. So Goff leads from Moorcroft. Langbourne is sitting on the rails at the moment. You can see Stevens just hanging around midfield, Hatton to the inside of him. So decent pace as they come into the home straight now. It's going to be a bit slow actually, so they're really not chasing pace. It's going to be a strategic run here, but it is now Hatton 57. So I think we're going to see a nice kick down. Reed to the outside, just trailing alongside Stevens. Moorcroft stuck in the box there at the moment. But now it's Langbourne. We've seen this is the trademark Langbourne kick, but Stevens is the one who wants to go with him. Now we're seeing a lot of moves down that back straight. Goff's back in the picture. Hatton on the inside, really moving nicely, and Bowen stuck at the back. But out front, still Mitch Langbourne leading the way. Hatton just getting pushed back, but it is Goff in that second position. Now Moorcroft comes into the picture. So is it Langbourne just winding his way out front and moving that distance further and further along as he comes into the home straight? So Mitch Langbourne, Moorcroft's got to do a bit of chasing here because Mitch is hard to run down. So Mitch to the outside of lane 2, Moorcroft on the inside. Moorcroft, Langdon, I think Moorcroft's got the momentum here. Moorcroft's just going to get it. Going to go through 152. Langbourne, Clemenger, Goff, Hatton, Stevens, Reed and Bowen.
And that's the first of the 15s.
So congratulations, Thomas Moorcroft, just taking that one out.
Langbourne, Moorcroft's got to do a bit of chasing here because Mitch is hard to run down. So Mitch to the outside of lane 2, Moorcroft on the inside. Moorcroft, Langdon, I think Moorcroft's got the momentum here. Moorcroft's just going to get it. Going to go through 152. Langbourne, Clemenger, Goff, Hatton, Stevens.
Offerings as well, and you can purchase on equipment or gear here on shoes on sale here tonight here at the Doncaster track. So feel free to check those out.
Then Proctor's going to be next through. He'll take second position right on the 2:30 mark. 2:31. McLennan through next. Big run there from Lenny Gray, I think that was, came through strong right now. So big performance here. Let's get behind Maximilian Reeve. Also Felix Morgan, the young man, and also Rajan from Scotch. But under 2:20. Great running there. So 2:23 there for Morgan. That's a big 4-second PB for him. Rajan's come through on 2:27. Is chasing. So Palo, Field. It's going to be a close one, but I think Palo has done just enough here. 2:39 is her seed time. And look at the time now. She's just going to be over the 2:30 mark. So big run, Abigail Palo. She'll take it, 2:34. Nice run there from Field as well. I think Asselnage has done enough. As I said, a very strong runner. Been racing quite consistently, and it's good to see Mark taking out a win here in the men's L800 at Milers Club. He's going to be well under that 2:20 mark. So good run here from Asselnage. He'll be stopping the clock on 2:18, on 2:19. Right on the 2:20 there for Hall. And then so Ball's still in third position, but Wood's challenging. Suzanne not too far behind, but Shepherd's coming again. As I said, that was a good move on the back straight. Let Kennedy go, but it is Ocean Shepherd who's going to look like he's going to take this, but Kennedy Chen's at him again. It's not over yet. Right on the 2:12 mark there, so good running for Ocean Shepherd. He'll just a little bit more effort as they come home because the runners are coming over the top. And it's our Ringwood runners there in Baxter and also Barr who are leading the way here. So it could be a 1-2 here for Ringwood. So it's going to be Ruby Baxter, Natalie Barr in that order. Jaya Singer will come through for third, then Bignell, then Acker. Has really kicked it down beautifully. So it is Gibson, one of the many Gibsons in the Mentone colours, looking good at the moment. And Hunter Stevens coming at him though, but I think Gibson's going to do it. He's got enough. 2:12's his best. He's going to be just under that. Stevens right on it. Marquezani comes home strongly over Denny, or with Denny. Then O'Halloran working hard. Benapol's racing beautifully and gone past Martino. And into the home straight now. Liam Michelle looking quite strong. So the Glenn Huntley runner being challenged by Vulcan. I said he looked good early, and it is the long striding Tom Vulcan. He's going to come through with a big time 2:04. Then Michelle Schofield comes through. Benapol into the next lane. And it's going to be right on as they come into the home straight. So Tierney's really worked this one out beautifully, and she's just sat and launched. She's coming in with a seed time of 2:29, and look at the clock. So big performance here, Claudia Tierney. She'll take it out 2:24 thereabouts. Coupler in next position, then Burke, Hastings. The arms are coming into play. Armstrong born the same. Gibbs now got the benefit of that tailwind, but Vidaic really goes up another gear or two. 1:59, 2 minutes on the clock now. So we're going to see some good times here. Vidaic will stop the clock at 2:04 thereabouts. Gibbs in 2.5, then Gibson I think came home like a rocket. He's going to try and launch again and go to the outside. Reuter is strong though. Look, he's running away from them now. So the cheer squad's really going for him. He's got a seed time of 2:03. Let's see if we can get him under that 2 minutes. It's going to be close. It will be a PB, 2:01. Nucky, good run. Stewart through beautifully. Michelle has been a cracker of a race here in the women's E800. And it will be Kyla Swallow who'll take it out. 2:24 is a seed time. Wow, I think we might get her under that 2:20. It's going to be so close. 2:18, 2:19, right on the 2:20 for Swallow. Big run though from Fleming. Always races well. Reed through it. That's a pretty rare treat for us here at Doncaster. They're winding it up in the home straight. The Western A's boys are going hammer and tong. They've got to go around Crowley though. Crowley's still leading it. Riley's coming to the outside. It's going to be close. Riley's just going to take it right on the 2 minutes. Riley, Crowley, right. Catch Scott Dalglish, who looks so good into the home straight. So big run from Poppy Scott Dalglish. Her PB's 2:20.47. She's going to be well under that. Gritting her teeth and really going for it. Lepere coming out of late, but sub 2:20 for Scott Dalglish. Also for Lepere, I hope. Joaquim through in next and launches for it. The crowd here's going crazy. Boyd leading, Gibson going strong. Farrelly and Bond coming at them, and it will be Boyd. Time check 1:55, so big time there for Boyd. Gibson 57. Nice run from Bond. Fitzpatrick. Then we had Farrelly also coming through. Going to the outside and a scent back into it as well. But it is Lara Sakana. Has she got the last 50? I think she has. We've seen a lot of this young lady this year, and what a breakthrough here. Coming in for a time. Let's have a look. It's going to be just into the 2:14s. Diol next in 15. Tickle, Nascent. Unthank making the next move. Then Marasco, Zoo and Wright. But out front it is still Forster. He should be rewarded with a win here. The important thing for him is going to be time. He's been unhappy with recent races, but Tom Forster strides it out, stops the clock. 55 thereabouts. Scholes Robertson, big run from Unthank. Right, Marasco, long time. Gist is coming back at her. Bradshaw and Tobin still in the mix. And it is going to be Gist just too strong in that final stage. Bradshaw coming home strong as well. Going to be a good time here, about the 2:14 mark for Gist. She'll take the win. Bradshaw, Lazari, Tobin. As they come through, this is going to be a big finish. We know Pound's got a nice little kick, but so is Robert White from Western Ace, and Mazaraki's coming at him as well. Pound is strong, he's moving away. White's still battling on Mazaraki, going nicely. 1:54 thereabouts for Pound. White's, Mazaraki, big finish there. Big welcome from the Northern Territory to John Birmingham. He's in station 11 and we'll be hoping he can get around that 5 minutes or under, which will be a new Australian record for his age group. So John Birmingham, welcome back to Doncaster, and let's see if we can get you under that 5 minute mark. Vobama Gunalan from Athletics Essendon is also there. From Williamstown, Cooper Dminchenko. Jesse Nankervis from Ballarat YCW. Charlie Morton is also lining up, and Sajan Diol. They're our starters in the men's J 1500 metres.
Photo to start. Could you move to your, or to my left further over towards, tell me when, no, excuse me, a bit more. You can see it now, thank you. If you can start there, that would be good, thank you. Just don't you, I've not arms yet.
Old Zabs has got a new kit tonight too.
Sorry?
Old Zabs has got a new kit tonight too. They're wearing their...
So the first about 1500 metres, and we will establish our lineup as they come around. Looks like, I reckon that's Darren Diol doing some pacing work. His brother Sajan is out there in the field this evening, and we see the solitary figure at the rear of the field. That is John Birmingham, but we're going to be having all eyes on the clock for John, because we're looking at him trying to have a go at the Australian 70-plus record, which I think is about 5:02. So Darren Diol leading the way, his brother right with him at the moment. Now we're seeing the next of our Melbourne pack runners coming through, and that's Dylan Edwards. To the inside of him is Obama Gunlan. So you can see the first of our Lynn twins going through. Cooper Dmitrenko just back off Jonathan Mansour. A little bit of a gap then to our Ballarat YCW runner in Jesse Nankervis. But around the 69, 70-second mark, maybe a little bit quicker, as Durham Diol just sets a really nice pace for the young men, and quite a few of them deciding they're just going to latch on. You can see that long line. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them just stretched out beautifully at the moment, which is exactly what we want to see. So Darren Diol leading. He's pacing. He's in the VMC pace atop tonight. So John Diol in next position. I think that's Dylan Edwards in the blue of the Melbourne pack kit. So he's running next. A little bit of a move taking place there. Just a reminder to all athletes, please do not run through the start-finish or the finish line. So Diol, Edwards. Also there, William Leslie, Oscar Woodhouse from Wellington moving nicely. Mansour, Mitrenko, Nankervis, then Lynn. Then we've got another runner to watch out for here is Leopold Reeve from Sandringham. So he's moving along nicely just ahead of the Diamond Valley runner there in tapping. So Birmingham starting to just wind it up a little bit now. So you can see him moving nicely down the back straight. So we will have a lot of eyes on the clock here for one of the legends of Australian running, John Birmingham. Very accomplished runner in his youth. I think representing the Box Hill Athletic Club. And it's great to have Birmingham, who now resides in the Northern Territory, comes down to Victoria quite often in search of his PBs. So we've got our leader is Diol at the moment. So the pace has done his job. They're through the 1 kilometre mark, and they've gone through that probably sub 4:30 pace, which is remarkably quick for some of these runners. So Diol leads. Davies. We've also got Leslie. Nice run there from Woodhouse. Then it is Charlie Morton in next position, then Lynn to Medtrenko, then Mansour. Next one up is Goldsmith Sweeney, then Nankervis. Next to the James Lynn, second there of the Lynn twins, and he's got Birmingham chasing him down. So Rowan Martin Ritchie, last one through at the bell. So down the back straight, been a few changes of lead here. And I think it is Dylan Edwards leading the way, William Leslie chasing him. So it's a nice battle on. Looks like the young Wellington runner there and Oscar Woodhouse starting to make his way through as well. But out front, Dylan Edwards has got a 4:55 seed time. He's going to be well and truly under that here this evening. So Dylan Edwards leading the way, but the chase is on here with William Leslie. It is on. They are all going for it. And I think Edwards might have the strength here. So it's Edwards, 4:37 unofficial. Leslie, then Woodhouse. Big run from him. 4:40, about 4:40. 4:44 there for Diol. Nice run there from Morton. Also to the inside of him was Goodalan. The first of the Lynn twins there. Harry's through. Gee, all these kids getting well under the 5-minute mark, which is great to see, including Reeve from Sandringham. Nankervis right on that 5 minutes. Birmingham, it's close. Just going to miss that Australian record, I think. I think it's 5:02.8. So once again, we'll be checking for results hub for that one. This one's hip number 15. Hip number 15, Rocket. He should be 15. So tapping coming through now. And let's get behind final runner here. Rowan Martin Ritchie. He's coming in for a 5:15 time, and he'll Be the last one to finish here in the men's J 1500. It's going to be well and truly under that here this evening. So Dylan Edwards leading the way, but the chase is on here with William Leslie. It is on. They are all going for it. And I think Edwards might have the strength here. So it's Edwards, 4:37 unofficial. Leslie, then Woodhouse. Big run from him, 4:40. Gosh, from Sandringham, Ned Skinner. William Davies from Morning Peninsula, Mark Hipworth, Olds of Arians. Dylan Jennings from TXR, Mitchell Graham Ringwood from Morning Peninsula, Michael Thomas, Jesper Bignell from Williamstown, Alan Coleman, Olds of Arians, Anthony Miven, also Paul Viney from Collingwood Harriers, from Morning Peninsula, Richard Dorr, Yuan Ojeda from Richmond Harriers, Vemel Gunalan from Athletics Essendon, Robert Jones, and also Andre Fowler, a late addition to the men's I 1500 metres. What's that? So underway now, this is the men's I 1500 metres event, number 24 of 38. Darren Dial once again setting the pace. A giant amongst a few of the Mosquito squad. There's 4 of them just lined up. It's like Mother Duck and the little ducklings just going for it now, and they're starting to establish a little bit of a gap. A couple of shout outs here. We've got 2 of our men's world 4x800 metre Here as they come in, they're going to start going wide. It's going to be like a Melbourne Cup finish here. But Shawnee Landon is the one who's going for it. Kitamura's coming back again. Smith's in the picture as well. Fleming's run such a brave race. And now Wainwright, but it's going to be Shawnee Landon. It's going to be a finish time around the 2:07 mark. So Landon, Kitamura, Fleming. Born Moorcroft's got to do a bit of chasing here because Mitch is hard to run down. So Mitch to the outside of lane 2. Moorcroft on the inside. Moorcroft. Going to be well and truly under that here this evening. So Dylan Edwards leading the way, but the chase is on here with William Leslie. It is on. They are all going for it. And I think Edwards might have the strength here. So it's Edwards, 4:37 unofficial. Leslie, then Woodhouse. Big run from him, 4:40. Then Proctor's going to be next through. He'll take second position right on the 2:30 mark. 2:31. McLennan through next. Big run there from Lenny Gray, I think that was, came through strong right now. So big performance here. Let's get behind Maximilian Reeve. Also Felix Morgan, the young man, and also Rajan from Scotch. But under 2:20. Great running there. So 2:23 there for Morgan. That's a big 4-second PB for him. Rajan's come through on 2:27. He's chasing. So Palo, Field. It's going to be a close one, but I think Palo has done just enough here. 2:39 is her seed time. And look at the time now. She's just going to be over the 2:30 mark. So big run, Abigail Palo. She'll take it, 2:34. Nice run there from Field as well. I think Aslanage has done enough. As I said, a very strong runner. It's been racing quite consistently, and it's good to see Mark taking out a win here in the men's L800 at Milers Club. He's going to be well under that 2:20 mark. So good run here from Aslanage. He'll be stopping the clock on 2:18, on 2:19. Right on the 2:20 there for Hall. And then so Ball's still in third position, but Wood's challenging. Suzanne not too far behind, but Shepherd's coming again. As I said, that was a good move on the back straight. Let Kennedy go, but it is Ocean Shepherd who's going to look like he's going to take this, but Kennedy Chen's at him again. It's not over yet. Right on the 2:12 mark there, so good running for Ocean Shepherd. He'll use a little bit more effort as they come home because the runners are coming over the top. And it's our Ringwood runners there in Baxter and also Barr who are leading the way here. So it could be a 1-2 here for Ringwood. So it's going to be Ruby Baxter, Natalie Barr in that order. Jaya Singer will come through for third, then Bignell, then Acker. Really kicked it down beautifully. So it is Gibson, one of the many Gibsons in the Mentone colours, looking good at the moment. And Hunter Stevens coming at him though, but I think Gibson's going to do it. He's got enough. 2:12's his best. He's going to be just under that. Stevens right on it. Marquezani comes home strong over Denny, or with Denny. Then O'Halloran hard. Benapol's racing beautifully and gone past Martino. And into the home straight now. Liam Michelle looking quite strong. So the Glenn Huntley runner being challenged by Vulcan. I said he looked good early, and it is the long striding Tom Vulcan. He's going to come through with a big time 2:04. Then Michelle Schofield comes through. Benapol into the next lane. And it's going to be right on as they come into the home straight. So Tierney's really worked this one out beautifully, and she's just sat and launched. She's coming in with a seed time of 2:29, and look at the clock. So big performance here, Claudia Tierney. She'll take it out 2:24 thereabouts. Coupler in next position, then Burke, Hastings. The arms are coming into play. Armstrong born the same. Gibbs now got the benefit of that tailwind, but Vidaic really goes up another gear or two. 1:59, 2 minutes on the clock now. So we're going to see some good times here. Vidaic will stop the clock at 2:04 thereabouts. Gibbs in 2:05. Then Gibson, I think, came home like a rocket. He's going to try and launch again and go to the outside. Reuter is strong though. Look, he's running away from them now. So the cheer squad's really going for him. He's got a seed time of 2:03. Let's see if we can get him under that 2 minutes. It's going to be close. It will be a PB. 2:01. Nucky, good run. Stewart through beautifully. Michelle has been a cracker of a race here in the women's E800. And it will be Kyla Schwallow who'll take it out. 2:24 is a seed time. Wow, I think we might get her under that 2:20. It's going to be so close. 2:18, 2:19, right on the 2:20 for Schwallow. Big run though from Fleming. Always races well. Reed through 2 minutes That's a pretty rare treat for us here at Doncaster. They're winding it up in the home straight. The Western A's boys are going hammer and tong. They've got to go around Crowley though. Crowley's still leading it. Riley's coming to the outside. It's going to be close. Riley's just going to take it right on the 2 minutes. Now, Pacemaker. So sitting in nicely once again. A smaller brigade just sitting in and taking advantage of that beautiful pacing as they start to settle. So a nice long line establishing himself, and you can see some of our more experienced runners sitting at the back of the field. Jimmy Goulis being one of them. We saw a big finish from Jimmy last week at Box Hill though, so he's just biding his time at the back as the youngsters start to just move with this pace. Top seeds are around the 4:29 mark, so we're looking at around 72-second laps is that 4:30 pace schedule. So Diol going through with Benjamin Bodycoat. Also up there, Zach Malik, Freddie Barrett-Judd, we saw him before in that 800. Back of the field at the moment, Will Pratt, just moving along quite nicely, but he is one of our more experienced runners, as we said. So tracking through now, and they're well ahead of that, looking at about, in the 14s, I'd say. So the clock on the infield, probably about a second off or so probably not as quick as we initially thought, but still quite rapid, as we see them well and truly under that 4:30 pace at the moment. So Diol leading the way. Benjamin Bodycoat from Box Hill, he's got a 4:30 seed time. And he's just sticking like glue. And now we're seeing the other runners just starting to make their way through, and I think Zach Malik being one of those in the Nunawading uniform. But Durham Diol just looking nice and comfortable as he leads this little pack of 4 through, and they are really taking advantage of this great pacing. So Diol leads Bodycoat. Then we've got Norton as well as Malik. Barrett, Judd, Velado. Also up there, Jack Hopkinson, then Lego. Also running well, Andy White. Goulis is making his way through the pack at the moment. So out front, the pace is gone, and it is the Doncaster runner there, Zach Norton, just about to challenge Benjamin Bodycoat, I think, or he's just going to sit in there for a little while, allowing Zach Malik just to take advantage of that pacing at the moment. Velado's leading the next little group there. So he's in the white uniform. As out front, it is a pack of 3 approaching the 1 kilometre mark of this 1,500 metre journey. So they're going to be right on or just under the 3-minute mark, so they're still in the 4:20s, so 2:59 thereabouts as they go through the 1K. But I think we're going to see a little bit of a kick down over that last lap as Benjamin Bodycoat now leads clearly, or he's got clear space in front of him, but it is Zach Norton from Doncaster just sticking in beautifully at the moment. So Bodycoat, Norton, Malik. Now Lego's making his move. We saw a big run from Lego doing this last time. Also going well is Hopkinson. Andy White in the mix. Then Goulis, Barrett Judd. Also up there is Jack Reshka. So out front now, it is Malik, Norton, and watch out for Lego. So Lego did a big move late on. And we're seeing quite a good race here. So Lego's throwing it down to a few of the younger guys. We've also got Hopkinson and Andy White working well together. This is really anyone's race, 200 out, as Velado now has a go for it as well. So it's Lego leading. Norton back in it. Now Velado's making his move. So 2 of our older runners now going for it. Look at Daniel Velado go. He has really turned up the gears here. He's gone from about 3rd to 5th to 6th to 7th. And now we see, I think that might be White coming down the outside as well. So White is challenging Velado. It's all on here, just ticking over 4:20. And it will be White who takes the win here. So 4:25 thereabouts. Then Velado, Norton and Malik who were in it all the way through, got their sub 4:30. So did Hopkinson and Lego. Bodycoat, great running from him. He did a lot of the leading through there, and he will come through in about 4:32. Then Goulis, Barrett Judd next in, Pratt, Field, and also Reska. And that is the men's H, 1,500 metres. About third to fifth to sixth to seventh, and now we see, I think that might be White coming down the outside as well. So White is challenging Velado. It's all on here, just ticking over 420, and it will be White who takes the win here. So 425 thereabouts. Then Velado, Norton and Malik who are in it all the way through, got their sub. Well done, Jimmy. Good running.
Through there, please. No. Yeah, please don't go on through here.
Now the men's G. Albury, and of course that wonderful club out at Wellington in East Gippsland. So Diol leads the way. Atchison, Sontag, Morgan in next position. They're really nice long line, which means the pace is on beautifully. So Diol's setting this up nicely. So Diol, Atchison. Also up there is Stocky. We're just seeing a little bit of a move from Jackson Lynch. To the outside there, we have the other Mentone running Pisa de Chiero, just sitting at the back of that pack at the moment, with the Melbourne University runner Cameron Lee just ahead of him. But Diol's done his job, 2:16 and they go through. That's probably more realistic for these runners, around the 2:16 mark through the 800. So they're sitting around that 4:10 mark at the moment, maybe 4:15. It's certainly well ahead of PB schedule for a lot of these runners. So Atchison now has clear space in front of him. He has to do the pacing. He knows that there's someone just behind him. And that someone is Isaac Sontag from Williamstown. Now we're seeing a little bit of a break as Jackson Lynch from Deakin decides he's going to make his way up there. I can see a few of the Mentone runners, perhaps Matthew Bergen might be next placed. Pisa de Chiero, he's having a great season. He is also one of our top seeds and should be up in the running as they get towards the bitter end of this event. So Atchison, Sontag, Lynch. Then we have Bergen. Then Pisa de Chiero making his way through. Also up there was Lachlan Fulton. So the Mentone boys working well together. And I think that's Fulton who's making the next move. Sorry, Bergen making the next move. As down the back though, it is Brodie Atchison really going for it here. Then it's the clutch of the Mentone runners who are just all now getting past Lynch, or Lynch is now digging in a bit and just settling in with the boys. So Pisa de Chiero in next position. I think it's Bergen. No, that might be Fulton in next spot. But out the front, gee, look at Brodie Atchison. He's just exploded here. Coming in with a seed time of 4:25, and he's going to be well under the 4:20 mark here. Brodie Atchison just looking so strong. He had the use of the pacer early, but then the pacer gone. He led the way, and he has just put them to the sword over this last lap. And Brodie Atchison, he's going to come through. Big PB for him here, well under 4:20 mark. So Atchison takes it 4:16. Lynch comes over the top. Bergen's next, then Pisa de Chiero. Then we have Sontag, Fulton. Also through there was Stocky. Morgan was in that bunch with Davies. Also George Fowler through. Lewin in next position. And then rounding out our field is Max Jones. So great running, Brodie Atchison. Big PB for him here this evening at the Tom Kelly track in Doncaster Milers Club number 5. Looking so strong. He had the use of the pacer early, but then the pacer gone. He led the way, and he has just put them to the sword over this last lap. And Brodie Atchison, he's going to come through. Big PB for him here, well under 4:20 mark. So Atchison takes it 4:16. Lynch comes over the top. Bergen's next, then Pisa de Chiero.
So we're just going to have a slight delay in proceeding, so the girls can come off the line at the moment. We're just going to move the step runner from the track, so we'll have to delay in the start of the women's E1500 metres. Just a reminder to our 1500 metre competitors, you need to check in under the Doncaster Athletic Club tent before proceeding across the 1500 metre start line. You do need to check in and grab your hip number, and then you can make your way over to the 1500 metre start. So it shouldn't be too far away now from our start. We do have a distress runner on the finish line, hence our slight delay at the moment, but we will commence shortly. So this is meet number 5 of 5 this year.
Milers Club. This year has been a stellar year, firstly because of great support from On Running. It's good to have the On team here once again. So a big thank you to Luke and Lockie for all the work they've done throughout the season. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank some of the nameless people behind the scenes that make Milers Club work. As I said, we've averaged about 450 runners. We're going to have over 2,100 performances recorded through the 5 events this year, which is a massive record. So a bit of a shout out to Paul Davidson, our club president, does a remarkable job. Also Simon Lewin, the man on the starters marshal. We've got Cookie doing the runner's job. He's been doing that all season, apart from when he was a little bit winged early in the season. Also, our treasurer, Aaron Little, did a remarkable job. Ian Sloan, Megan Sloan on the finish line, sorting out the order. Peter Stephanos, always a great supporter of Milers Club. Also a big shout out to Len Johnson, our manual timekeeper. Behind the desk there, we've got Lavinia Petrie. Also, we have had Yvonne Glover throughout the season doing a wonderful job. So that team has kept Milers Club going for the best part of 18 years now, but this year has been by far a standout year with well over 400 competitors in each of our races, our events.
And I know he can't do it himself, but great job from Tim and Nick when he's doing it. Makes the night even more exciting and lets us know what's happening. So it's a good job from Tim and Nick when he's here.
Thanks, Cookie. But big team effort from Milers Club. Volunteers, all of them as well. So it's a remarkable effort to put on what we know is the best middle distance racing in Australia. So we're just about to get ready and underway once again. Nearly at the position where our athlete will be off the track. So I'll start to introduce the field for the women's E, 1500 metres. So station 1 from Ballarat YCW, we have Rose Ashman. In 2 from Yarra Rangers, Mia Strudley. Station 3 from Box Hill, Michaela Ward. Olivia Beaton from Ballarat YCW in 4. Audrey Savage, Athletics Essendon in 5. From Collingwood Harriers, Isabel Rhodes in 6. Aria Violini, Ballarat YCW in 7. Kate Seibold, Morning Peninsula in 8. Rosie Linus from Box Hill in 9. From Sandringham, we have Ceci Clissold in 11. And Emily Dalziel is in 13. They're our starters in the women's E, 1500. So a fairly even start. Hard to pick them as they start to move out. A few of the smaller runners, I think, could be Violini maybe, who's taken the lead early. And they really are setting a pretty rapid pace as they start to get themselves going in this women's E, 1500 metres. So lost a little bit of time now, but I'm sure we'll be sort of making that up as we proceed through the program here. But already the pace is on, so top seeds here are around the 5:02 mark. So lots in the 5:02 to 5:10 mark, seed range. And as they come through, we'll try and sort out who our competitors are. And it is Isabel Rhodes from Collingwood Harriers leading the way. Also up there, Michaela Ward, then Violini. Olivia Beaton, also Rose Ashman going nicely. So the young lady from Box Hill going along very well at the moment. Collingwood Harriers, and that's Isabel Rhodes. So she's through in about 71 seconds. So sitting on about 4:30 pace at the moment. So that's obviously well ahead of her 5:01.05 seed time. So a fairly rapid pace as the girls start to really settle in. As we can see that long line of competitors, that, as we know, indicates that the pace is really moving. They're not bunched at all, they've just found their own positions in this pack, and it's the pace that Isabel Rhodes from Collingwood's put on that's really ripping this field apart, which is good to see that they're not holding back, they're just going for it. A little bit of a delayed start for them, but now they're out there and really moving nicely. So Rhodes still leads it. Setting a really nice pace out front. She's through 600 metres now. As the field just starts to bunch up. So that chase pack are doing a really good job, and Aria Violini is doing a good job out front there with her teammate Beaton, Olivia Beaton, moving well. So Michaela Ward in the second position there. Also up there is Ashman. Gee, the Ballarat YCW girl's looking really good. Audrey Savage making her move, and she's got Emily Dalziel to the inside of her. But out front, approaching 800 metres now. So the pace has just gone off a little bit. So Rhodes going through now in about 2:35 at the 800 metre mark, and that chase pack is really coming at them as well. So some good running there. I think the Ballarat YCW girls are playing a really smart game here, as we see Ward just starting to take in the advantage there of Rhodes, but it is that red train there, and that includes Violini, also Beaton, and the other YCW girl there in Ashman. So it is starting to really come together now. So the pace, very solid pace from Rhodes. She's still leading it, but for how much longer we don't know as they're approaching that 1 kilometre mark. So Rhodes still in front. The bunch is right on her now as they hit the 1K in 3:20. So they are moving nicely at the moment, 3:20 at the 1K. And they're right across the track. This is exciting. Savage has gone wide there, Beaton's gone with her, and now that pack is just crunching over the top of Rhodes. That's some good running out front. So Beaton and Savage leading the way. Now we're seeing Linus come through as well. Dalziel's in a perfect position. Now Ashman starts to launch for it. Violini's working hard, then Strudley. Next position then Clissold, then Seibold. But out front, Beaton now goes for it. So Beaton leads. So it's Beaton, then Savage. Nice move there, trying to spot that one as they go through. It could be Ashman, I think, in the next position there, and then Dalziel next. But it's really on in this very entertaining race because they let Rhodes go early, and then just like the peloton just working forward towards the breakaway, this bunch has really worked well together to really establish a good chance to go for a lot of PBs here for a lot of the younger girls in this race. And it's Olivia Beaton. She comes in with a 5:06. She's going to absolutely smash that here tonight. So I think we're going to see a lot of these girls getting under the 5-minute mark. So we're coming in, and they've got 25 seconds to do that last 100 or so. So let's see what happens. Dalziel's to the outside now, and now they're putting the foot down. Looks like Emily Dalziel is the one who's making the big move here. So Dalziel's going to break them apart here. 10 seconds to get the sub. Sorry, it's Linus. I called that wrong. Rosie Linus in the Box Hill strip. I'm used to seeing her in the yellow. Linus takes it, 4:56. Beaten right under the 4. Then it's Dalziel on 5 minutes. Rose has been rewarded with a new 5-minute time there. Then Savage. Also Violini. Coming through now, Strudley. Clissold's coming through at about the 5:12 mark. And rounding out the field will be Seibold in just under the 5:20.
So let's get lined up, ready for the next event, which is the men's E1500.
Now they're putting the foot down. Looks like Emily Dalziel is the one who's making the big move here. So Dalziel's going to break them apart here. 10 seconds to get the sub. Sorry, it's Linus. I called that wrong. Rosie Linus in the Box Hill strip. I'm used to seeing her in the yellow. Linus takes it, 4:56. Beaten right under the 4. Then it's Dalziel on 5 minutes.
Brady Ryan, Franklin Huntley 13, Callum Settle, Ringwood 14, and
James Pizzacchio from Mentone is in 15. They're the starters in the men's E1500 metres.
kilogram, yeah. Event 29.
Apologies, we've just read out event number 30. Let's go back to event number 29, which is the men's F 1500 metres. So the start line there from Nunawading, Joshua Carlin is in 1. Glen Huntly's Archie Sidoritis in 2. Ballarat YCW's Riley Shillito in 4. Kane Rossiter from Glen Huntly in 5. Jack Ellis Chilwell from 6. Jerry Stamoulis, Olsavarians in 7. Dyla Denboa from Melbourne Uni in 8. Kane Hilkema from Glen Huntly in 9. Hudson Bucci Bentone 10. From Sandringham, Matthew Holditch in 12. Ballarat YCW's James Childs is in 14. In 13 we also have St Stephen's Nick Hershen. Terry Sakaridis from Glen Huntly in 15. In 16, Ashhawks, and that is our field in the men's F 1500 metres, event number 29. And apologies, Lachlan Aspinall is in as well, leg 17, the men's F 1500.
Hold a second, please.
Now Carlin on the inside, off to a good start there. Also Kane Rossiter moving nicely, and Kane Hill-Yima saw him run a beautiful race at Box Hill last week. He's also up early, and now Darren Diol does a beautiful job of just easing forward and hitting lead at 100 metres. So our pacemaker doing a great job out there. So a big thank you to Darren Diol. This is about race number 4 or 5 that he's paced, and he's doing it beautifully. So Diol now leading the way. A few of the boys going a little bit wide as they try to establish position early. So it's the Chilwell runner sitting in nicely at the moment. And that's Alice. So Alice sits in there. Hilkema, Holditch. Another big performance last week from Holditch, had a real go at it. And he's just edging his way forward to get on the back of Hilkema. So our front, Jack Ellis going with Durham Diol. They're on about 4-minute pace at the moment. Jack's got a best of 4:14. So looking good, pace nice at the moment. You can see Aspinall and also his St Stephen's teammate going along out there at the moment. That's Nick Hershen, their midfield. But out front by about 10 metres, it is Jack Ellis. Always a brave runner, Jack Ellis. He puts it out there with every race he does, and it's good to see that he is really using this pacemaker beautifully. So Hilkema, he's sitting in next position. I think Hudson Bucci's sitting in the mix as well at the moment. And you can see the St Stephen's colours there of Aspinall and also Hershen just starting to make their way through. Sakaridis, also Sidoritis sitting back in that mid-pack at the moment. And their teammate right by them now is Kane Rossiter. But out front, there's no stopping Jack Ellis at the moment as he approaches the 800. So it's 2:10, 2:11. Diol's done his job. So great pacing once again, Darren Diol. And it is Bucci leading the chase pack. Hershen is up there. Hilkema sitting nicely on the rails. But Alice now has got the chase pack looking at him. So once again, it's like the previous race with Rose out front and the chase is just going for her and trying to wind her down. But Jack Alice looking pretty good at the moment. He's going to approach that 1K mark. It's going to be a pretty impressive time here for Jack. As I said, 4:14 is his best time coming in, and he's through at 2:44. That's his opening K. So Alice, and there's no stopping him at the moment. He's going to come down and get the bell. And Jack Alice is looking, this could be a big breakthrough performance tonight for Jack Alice. He's just got to wind up and just let it go on this last lap, Jack Alice. This is awesome, 3:02. So Holditch takes the next position, Aspinall, Herschen next, then Hilkema, Bucci, Siderita City in there, Sakaridis. Also up there at the moment is James Childs. Coming through now, Stamoulis. He's also got Jet Keeley with him. But out front, it is all Jack Alice. Let's get behind him. This has been a very impressive run for Jack Alice. So as he comes into that home straight, let's give him a lot of support as we see the St Stephen's runners there in Herschen and also Aspinall going head to head and trying to chase down Alice. But Alice, he's just got to guts out this last 160. So Alice coming around the bend the last time. Let's get behind him. We like to see a front runner do it. And he's doing just that as he comes into the home straight the last time. 3:47 on the clock now. Let's get behind Jack Alice. He's not going to be too much over the 4-minute mark. He comes in from 4:14 best. So this is an eye-popping performance. Jack Alice, how good is this? So just on 4 minutes now, gritting the teeth, going for that line. Jack Alice, what a run. 4:06 unofficial. And then we see Herschen and Aspinall going toe-to-toe, and Aspinall just over the top. He'll stop the clock around 4:13. Then Hilkema, Bucci, Sideridis. And then it was Childs, Sakaridis, Holditch, also Carlin, Ashhawks coming through, Stamoulis. And then we have Keeley also through then Shalito. And rounding out the field, Kane Rossiter from Glen Huntley. So a big run there. Jack Alice takes it out. Best. So this is an eye-popping performance. Jack Alice, how good is this? So just on 4 minutes now, gritting the teeth, going for that line. Jack Alice, what a run. 4:06 unofficial. And then we see Herschen and Aspinall going toe-to-toe, and Aspinall just over the top. He'll stop the clock around 4:13. One from TXR, Dylan Gillespie in 2. From Essendon, Jesse Lumby in 3. Doncaster, Josh Askar in 4. From Essendon, Jonathan Neefling in 9. From Western A's, Liam Morgan in 10. From Knox, Daniel Malone in 11. Aidan De Busson from St Stephen's in 12. Brady Ryan, Glen Huntley in 13. From Ringwood, Callum Settle in 14. And from Mento, James Pisa Di Chiero in 15. Rocket, have you got a start list with times? Underway now, event number 30, the men's E, 1500 metres. So once again, the pacemaker just coming alongside now and easing into the lead of the 100 metres, so perfect pacing there. So we're seeing them settle. It's like a Glen Huntley uniform, and that could be Brady Ryan. Been a good performer this year, Ryan. He's been quite present in a lot of the Milers clubs, and we've seen some nice breakthroughs for him. He's a sub-4 10-minute runner. So Diol, the pace just going up and up and up as these races go through. And it's Ryan up there early. Also Jesse Lumby, another one, and throwing Neefling to the outside there. Malone. Also up there is Callum Settle. We're seeing Askar moving to the outside at the moment. Hasser at the rear of the field. But a good job here once again by Diol. Niefling striding beautifully there alongside Ryan, and they're through at about 61, 62. Gee, they're moving. They're on sub 4 minute pace at the moment. Conditions actually starting to improve down here. The wind has started to ease off a little bit. Air temperature's still really nice, so this could be quite a nice night for those A1500s later in the program. But Diol's moving nicely. A few of the younger boys now just starting to group together. But it is Brady Ryan and Jonathan Niefling. Daniel Malone probably in next position there. I think Morgan might be making his way through as well, the one from Western Athletics. So pretty rapid opening lap there. Now I think that pace is just settling. You can see Asker just off to the side at the moment. He's got Dubuisson to the inside of him. Morgan's looking good. He's just sitting there in 4th position. Then Asker, then Dubuisson. Settling next position. Hassler moving through nicely. So 2:11. So the pace went off quite a lot on that second lap. Pacemaker now off. So they're now sitting around that 4:05 pace. Still be a big PB for many of these runners if they can just hold that pace and do the kick down. So we see a bunch of 5 out front. Bit of a gap then to Dubuisson and also Settle. So Asker now in position 5. Looks like Morgan's now leading the way. So the young man from Western A is looking good. He made a lovely move to get onto that pack early. And he's got Ryan and also Malone. We know Malone's just not going to give it up here. So Daniel Malone, known for a lot of fighting spirit and a lot of courage. He's just sitting beautifully in that 3rd position. Niefling's one to watch too, but he was up early and has just let the pack go a little bit as Dubuisson starts to bring the chasing pack through. So Morgan leads. 3:02 at the bell. It's on for the sub 4:05 for a few of these. So Malone goes to the outside of Ryan. He's going to challenge Morgan, but I think Morgan might try to kick it down once again. Niefling and Asker. Now we're seeing Settle starting to move through. Also Lumbie making a big move down the back straight. Now we see Malone go. That back straight crowd's really got into him, and Daniel Malone really picks it up. So I said sub 4:05. They could be launching out and get close to that 4 minutes. Breeze is back up a little bit now, but Malone's out by 5 metres over Morgan. Ryan's got a bit of work to do. Niefling trying to shake off Asker, and now we're seeing Settle start to move onto the back of them as well. But out front, it's all Daniel Malone coming into the home straight. He'll love this little tail push as he gets into that straight now. It's got the wind behind him, and let's see what Daniel Malone can do. Let's get behind him. He's been to a lot of the international events, and it's good to see Daniel Malone here just flying down this home straight. 4 minutes now. We're going to see a good time. He's got a 4:08 best, and I think a new PB on its way potentially here. Daniel Malone, 4:07. We think he's got a Dubuisson next. Asker, Ryan, Niefling, then Morgan, Settle. Next one through is Gillespie, Lumbie. Some big times being run here. So 4:16 rounds out the field with Pisa de Chiero. But Daniel Malone sets that back straight crowd on fire. Another big win. And it's good to see Daniel Malone here just flying down this home straight. 4 minutes now. We're going to see a good time. He's got a 4:08 best, and I think a new PB on its way potentially here. Daniel Malone, 4:07. We think he's got a Dubuisson next. Asker, Ryan, Niefling, then Morgan, Settle. Next one through is Gillespie,
Let's move to our next event. It is the women's D.
1500 metres, we've got a full field of 15. Madeline Secchi is from Box Hill in 1. Her teammate Priya Diol from Box Hill in 2. Andrea De Jong from St Stephen's in 3. Madison Button, Melbourne Uni in 4. Also from Melbourne Uni, Chelsea Saws in 5. Georgina Meads from Ballarat YCW Station 6. Poppy Nivarovic from Deakin in 7. Molly Bremner Essendon in 8. Cassie Farley from Wellington Athletics in 9. Katrina Winger, Yarra Rangers 10. Courtney Parker, Eureka in 11. Sharon Firasua from Glen Huntley in 12. Greta Ashley, Ballarat YCW in 13. Matilda Johnson from Diamond Valley in 14. And rounding out the field, Serena Bryant from Glen Huntley in 15. That's our field in the women's D 1500 metres.
Can you call up, please? 11, 12, 4, 13. I didn't get a 6, but I was told 6, and then 9, 10, 14, 2, 1, 3, 15. Copy that.
Shire, conditions are improving. Conditions are improving. Yeah, the wind is settling, so it's not bad now. And the air temperature is beautiful. Just go for it. Now, full field of 15 here. Let's see how they settle. Might be Bryant's gone out early there. So no pacemakers. And you see the smaller figure of Bremner sitting there in third position at the moment. So there, a lot of these young ladies will be looking at that 450 or thereabouts, which is the national qualifier. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. Firasu is sitting there in sixth position at the moment, the Solomon Islands Olympian. Great to have Sharon back at Milers Club this season. We also saw her last week at the Box Hill Classic. So Greta Ashley, she's looking quite strong at the moment as well. And Farley just sitting off the back of Bryant at the moment. So Serena Bryant leads. Maddie Button now starting to make her move into third. Ashley following up. Joel in next position. Then Neeson to John. Then sitting back there is Madeline Sekias. So out front, Serena Bryant controlling pace. Maddie Button made a good move. Sort of big 3,000 metre race from Maddie last week at Box Hill. Big breakthrough time. And they're going through in about 4:30 pace. So pace is really on. Button getting a little bit impatient there. Firasu looking nice as well. She's decided to get into that group, and Greta Ashley did a really good move to go forward with her. Now we see Diol. A lot of moves down that back straight. The wind has started to ease a little bit, but Maddie Button very aggressive out front at the moment. So Button leading it. Really charging forward and breaking up this pack as Bryant, I think, has gone with her. No, sorry, Bryant, I think, sitting now in third position. So Button leading it. I think it's Farley from from Wellington in that next position. So Cassie Farley also had a good year. She's at a 5:00:25 as her PB. And I think we're going to see that that's going to be smashed tonight because Maddie Button is setting a really rapid pace out here. 2:08 with 2 to go. Firasu is just coming past Serena Bryant now. Ashley De Jong making a move. Also going well as Matilda Johnson. So Chelsea Saw making a bit of a move towards winger. And also just in front of them is the Eureka runner there in Parker. But out front it's a race in 2. So Maddie Button, Cassie Farley. Button's come in with a time of 5 minutes. Farley's come in with 5:00:25. So there's nothing between them on the seating. And they are well ahead of the pack at the moment as we see Firasu and also Bryant working well together, the two Glen Huntley runners. And then De Jong making that break and moving in and trying to join the two Baby Blues from Glen Huntley. But out front now, it's still Maddie Button. They're approaching the 1K mark. So Button's through, 3:06. They are flying along beautifully. They're on around low 440s pace at the moment. So this is massive breakthrough for both of them. Cassie Farley just has to stick like glue on this last lap. Maddie's doing all the work, just getting a bit tired, and I think Farley might have a bit of momentum as they hit the bell. So Button was aggressive early. Will she pay for that as Farley comes alongside 3:28? They're going to be both well and truly under that 440 as Kelsey Saw makes the big move. She's the next one to fly forward. So the next of the Melbourne Uni runners. De Jong goes as well. We're also seeing a young Matilda Johnson going forward nicely. Then we've got Bremner and Nivarovic. But out front, Farley is looking so impressive. Button just sort of fading back a little bit, but she's got a big break over Saw, her teammate from Melbourne Uni. Cassie Farley's going to dig deep over this last 200. Let's get behind her because this is a well-judged race. She followed Button when Button made that move, and Cassie Farley from Wellington, I think we're going to see her smashing through that 5-minute barrier, but this is where it gets tough. 1:50 to go, so the home straight crowd's got to get behind her here. Cassie Farley all the way from Gippsland, made it up here to Doncaster. Let's get it in with a big time here tonight. 4:22 on the clock now. This is going to be huge for Cassie Farley. What a race. So Farley's going to come through and take this. Let's get behind Maddie Button too, because she made that big move. She was the aggressor, but Cassie Farley is the one who's going to take it. It's going to be close to a national open qualifier, but 4:41 thereabouts. What a ripper. And now we're seeing a few more moves coming through, but we're going to get Button well and truly under the 4:49, 4:50. And then we've got Johnson coming through. De Jong, also Sekius, big run from her. Chelsea Sword, Diol, Bryant in next position. Then Parker, Mees, Ashley, Furasua. A winger coming through, Nivarovic and Bremner. And take this. Let's get behind Maddie Button too, because she made that big move. She was the aggressor, but Cassie Farley is the one who's going to take it. It's going to be close to a national open qualifier, but 4:41 thereabouts. What a ripper. And now we're seeing a few more moves coming through, but we're going to get Button well and truly under the 4:40. Massive PB there to Cassie Farley in the women's 15. We now go to the men's D 1500 metres, which is the Dash for Cash. Winner of this race will be taking home $100. Let's announce our field. In station 2 from Old Scotch, Tommy Cluckow. In 4 from Old Melburnians, James Paffroff. Isaac Mex from Box Hills in 5. From Collingwood Harriers, we've got Guy Fricky in 7. In 9 from Ballerine, Jackson Unfang. Cornelius Nietic from Knox in 10. Corey Dixon from Knox in 11. Avery McDermott from Bendigo Uni in 12. Luke Sidorides from Glen Huntley in 13. Robert Hopkins, St Kevin's in 14. Joshua Johnson, Eureka 15. And Kane Finn from Williamstown in 16. They're our starters in the Dash for Cash, the men's D 1500 metres. $100 on the line, and we're seeing this St Kevin's runner getting out there, and that's Hopkins. He does like to lead. Also got one of the red uniforms getting cheered. Now we see Diol just taking the lead and start to pace this one. You can see the smaller figure there. So, and that's one of the Knox runners coming through nicely in the early stages, but it's definitely Hopkins leader on the track at the moment. So settling nicely. As we said, the Dash for Cash, $100 on the line here tonight for this race. Sidorides sits in that third position. The Eureka runner there, that is Johnson, sitting nicely. Unthanked to the inside of him, McDermott to the outside. Corey Dixon, you usually see him walking around the track in impressive style, but Corey Dixon coming into a running race tonight, and it's going to be interesting to see how Dixon performs here. It is Hopkins leading, Sidorides, Johnson, McDermott just getting a little bit tangled there with Unthank. Dixon just to the outside of them. Tommy Cluckow just sitting at the back of the pack. Also, one of the St Kevin's runners sitting in beautifully at the moment. And out front, no real change at the moment, so they're just enjoying the pacing set by Darren Diol. Didn't get the lap time on that one, but it doesn't really matter when there's $100 on the line. Our best runners in this one run around 4:02. Josh Johnson being one of the top seeds here, the Eureka runner, so we expect see him being one of the players later in this race as Diol comes through to take them through 700 metres. So you got that right. It's Paproff leading the way. Then it is Johnson, Sidorides on the inside, Nietic just going to the outside now, and we're seeing Johnson just starting to edge his way forward. So Paproff has done a lot of the hard work out front, and they're going through 2:08. So they're on 4-minute pace at the moment. I think we're going to see a little bit of a kick down over that last lap. And we're seeing Cluckow now coming to the outside. Unthank still stuck on the rails. Nietic's just being spat out the back there a little bit. And Dixon's still a player in this pack. So Paproff's done so much of the work early. Sitting behind the pacer, Sidorides has not left the rails the whole journey. A very good position to be in. To the outside of him, though, is Johnson. And now we're seeing Cluckow, I think, making a bit of a move and going to the outside. So entering the home straight now, they're starting to go wide, and one of those is our walker in Dixon, but out front it's Johnson. So they were through in the high 240s through that 1k mark. Now the race is on. So Cluckhouse gone to the outside. Johnson battling on. Paproff now being left behind. Sidoritas in next position. Unthanked in a good position there in 5th at the moment. McDermott also up there, and Nanette is still there. Also Hopkins. So out front, Cluckout, it's a battle of strength now. So Cluckout trying to bullock his way forward. Johnson's not letting him take the inside rail. Now Sidoritas is going to the outside. So Lucas Sidoritas, he's the man to launch forward and go first. So Sidoritas has gone for it. It looks like Paproff is back into the equation again now, so you wouldn't have picked that a lap ago. But Paproff now chasing Lucas Sidoritas, but Sidoritas looks like he's the man who might be wanting that $100. There's got to be a big charge here. McDermott might be one of those coming at them again, but Sidoritas has got a nice little break coming into the home straight. So Lucas Sidoritas, he's coming home strong. Paproff coming at him, also McDermott, but I think Lucas Sidoritas has done enough here. Time check's going to be just over the 4-minute mark, so good run from Lucas Sidoritas. He'll take over the $100. 4:03 unofficial, then Paproff, McDermott, then it was Johnson, Unthank, Hopkins, Netic, Cluckout, then Dixon came through in about 4:12. Next one through there is Isaac Mex, and 16 Kane Finn, and let's get behind our Guy Fricky from Collingwood. He's going to be our final finisher here in the men's D 1500 metres. Strong, Paproff coming at him, also McDermott, but I think Lucas Sidoritas has done enough here. Time check's going to be just over the 4-minute mark, so good run from Lucas Sidoritas. He'll take over the $100. 4:03 unofficial, then Paproff, McDermott, then it was Johnson, Unthank, Hopkins, Netic. Finalisation of that result with the electronic timing. Remember, all results are up on AB Results Hub, so keep checking in on those. And let's go to our next field, which is the women's C 1500 metres, and we have 12 starters. Tilly Williams from Mentone in 1, Zoe Clark, our Rangers in 2. In 4 from Essendon, it's Emily Mifsud. Neve Tabbitt from Collingwood Harriers is in station 5. Alongside her teammate Ruby Callahan from Collingwood in 7. Freya Brown from Mentone is in 8. From Mentone, Celestine DeBarg Tamai in 10. Bridget Rice from Yarra Rangers in 11. Erin Mariner from Ringwood 12. Amelia Morton Box Hill 13. And in 14 for Old Severians, Annabelle Coleman. So the girls are off here. On the inside there, I think Clark's getting out early. We saw Zoe Clark have a lovely win last week. Didn't really attack it enough to get that qualifier she needs at 450 for the Nationals. And so we might see a bit of a different Zoe Clark here tonight in this women's C 1500. So I think we're going to see the girls going strongly around those maybe 75, 76 second laps to try and get a little bit of a buffer for that time. So settling nicely now, and they're going a little bit wide. And let's try and get a fix on who's leading as they come through the first time here with 3 laps to go. So Morton leading the way, Williams up there. Also Erin Mariner. DeBarg Tamai there also. Freya Brown, and Coleman, Annabelle Coleman sitting at the rear of the field. Also Mifsud in that position. Clark just to the outside in front of them. So they're through in 73, 74, so they are moving. So they're certainly well and truly under the 450 pace at the moment, and there's not a lot separating the field. And Annabelle Coleman just trying to move her way forward. We know she'd love a sub 450 as well. Could qualify her through to international games as well. But out front, it's Amelia Morton leading the way. She's got a 4:46 to her name. So good to see Amelia really stretching that pace out front and certainly setting this up as a 4:50 attempt for so many of the girls. So Morton leads it. Tilly Williams just sitting, beautiful position at the moment on the rails. See Clark going wide at the moment. Mifsud also out nearly into lane 2. So they're right across the track now as we see Mifsud making a big move as they come through to get 2 to go. So Emily Mifsud from Essendon leads the way. Morton, Williams, then Rice, Mariner. So Clark running really wide on the track at the moment because it is pretty congested out there as Mifsud gets a little bit of clear space out front. Rice, don't know a lot about this one, but she's run well in the last couple of meets I've called. And Brigitte Rice from Yarra Rangers now shares the lead with Emily Mifsud. Morton not going anywhere though, and Amelia Morton running a pretty smart race now. I think Mariner also up there still, the young girl from Ringwood. But out front, no real change. You see Emily Mifsud just keeping Bridget Rice out in the outer lane. So Mifsud leads. Approaching now that 1 kilometre mark, and they go through in about the 3:10, 3:11 mark through the 1K. 500 out now. Mifsud, she's strong. She loves to get in the front and just trying to wind it up and wind it up. Rice is very impressive though. Like what I see from Mariner tonight as well. She's really competitive in this race. Morton still thereabouts, and now Coleman launches. DeBarg Tamai. Then we've got Tabbitt. Next one in is Callahan. Then Williams. Freya Brown coming through now, but out front, it looks like Mariner's now going to challenge Rice. Mifsud just starting to ease back. We're going to see Coleman starting to make a way through and Morton still in the picture. But out front it is Rice, and also I think that is Mariner starting to make her move. So some big runs here tonight, and Tabbitt starts to wind up too. We saw a big finish from Neve in her last race at Box Hill as well. And Tabbitt starting to get into the picture now, currently sitting in about 6th or 7th. So let's get behind the girls. It's been an entertaining race. There's so many of them thrown down the gauntlet and really tried to have a crack out the front. But it looks like it might be Erin Mariner who's leading the way at the moment. So 4:49's her best time, and we're going to see a big run here from Mariner. Now, as I said, Tabbitt's got a big barnstorming finish. Can she steal it from Mariner? It's going to be close. Tabbitt will get it just. Mariner, 4:45. The time's important. Morton's also under that 4:50. So too Clark, I think, just nabbed it. Coleman right on the mark there. Brown and Williams. Geez, some big times being run there tonight, but Tabbitt just coming over the top of Mariner. But a big breakthrough there from Erin Mariner. That was a superb run in the women's C 1500 metres. 4:49's her best time, and we're going to see a big run here from Mariner. Now, as I said, Tabbitt's got a big barnstorming finish. Can she steal it from Mariner? It's going to be close. Tabbitt will get it just. Mariner, 4:45. The time's important. Morton's also under that 4:50. So too Clark, I think, just.
C 1500 metres.
And we have 16 starters, and they are DJ Gebrselassie from Tasmania, he's in 2. From Yarra Rangers, Max Saville Bentley in 3. From Wendouree, Zach Granger 4. From Old Scotch, Bart Leeton's in 5. Josh McLeod from Box Hill lines up in 6. From Knox, we have Nicholas Martin in 7. Logan Tickle from South Bendigo in 8. Kai Davis from Mornington in 9. Jacob Spunt Chilwell in 11. In 12 from Knox, we have Harvey Anderson, Nathan Timmins from Box Hill in 13, Caden Murray, Diamond Valley in 14, Liam Hanrahan, Chilwell in 15, in 16, Ben Stevens from Eureka, and from Mentone, Sam Alberson in Station 17. And they're our starters in the men's C 1500. Yep. Oh, the breeze is back up again. Now, I'm not sure if we've got a pacer in this one, but the pace is on right from the start. Who needs a pacer when the boys just really launch out beautifully? I reckon Nicholas Martin might be taking the lead out there. McLeod seems to be present early as well as they start to settle that pace. And DJ Gesbra-Salesi, the Tasmanian, represented Australia at the World Half Marathon Champs back in 2017 in Valencia. And it's good to see DJen here at the Tom Kelly track in the Sandy Bay colours from Tasmania, I believe. But out front, Martin leads it, but this is bunched. Murray to the outside. We've also got Tickle running in the Bendigo uniform, not the South Bendigo uniform, makes my job a lot harder. Sam Alderson up there as well. Also Anderson, but they're all in it at the moment. Savile Bentley looking good at the back of the field, also Granger. The two Chilwell boys running side by side at the moment, as unfortunately that breeze comes back into the Tom Kelly track here as they go through at about 62 the first lap. Caden Murray takes the lead. So Murray leading. Looks like Tickle might be sitting in next position. Martin's on the rails. Albertson just to the outside of him. So a lot of moves already taking place in this race. As you see, Caden Murray, once again, a bit of a breakthrough last week. Sorry, a good solid run at the Box Hill Classic. Tickle also taking a Bendigo regional record last week at the Box Hill track. So we know a lot of these boys are in form. Another one of those in form certainly is Ben Stevens. We saw another big run from him, and now we see DJ Gesbra-Salesi settled early at the back of the pack, and now we're seeing Gesbra-Salesi in that blue uniform just making his way through now into fourth position, make that third position, make that second position, and now he's in the lead. So Gesbra-Salesi has really launched forward. It's going to be interesting to see who goes with him, and gee, it's Barton Leeton. Barton Leeton, the Scotch runner, he's the one who's tried to answer that charge from DJ Gesbra-Salesi. It was a nice early break there from Gesbra-Salesi too. Don't often see a break that early in a race, but he's just trying to go away with it now. So Leeton and also Tickle just trying to chase. It probably has upset the rhythm a little bit as we're seeing a few of the runners just starting to drop back through the field. So Gesbra-Salesi hits the 1K in 2:38. Leeton now chasing him. This was an interesting move because I think it has thrown a cat among the pigeons, and I didn't know how to respond or how to react. And there's been a few casualties as a result. But Gesbra-Salesi hits the bell, 2:55. Leeton in next position, then Tickle, Martin, McLeod, Stevens working through. Also going nicely at the moment is Sprunt. But out the front, there's no stopping DJ Gesbra-Salesi. As I said, he's worn the green and gold at the World Half Marathon Champs. This guy knows how to run, and it's good to see him back in Victoria in the Sandy Bay uniform and going so well. But gee, Bart Leeton is fighting on beautifully. This wind is still coming up and down. We're getting some pretty strong gusts down here, but that's not stopping Bart Leeton or DJ Gesbra-Salesi. It looks like McLeod's starting to put it in now as well. He's working, but Martin's leading that pack through. I think Tickle just to the outside of him. So they're all fighting now for these times into the home straight. Let's get on the track and support the guys. Great to see people on the track and really charging home. Stevens coming through strongly. So it's DJ Gesbra-Salesi. He's going to take the win. Bart Leeton's going to be on a big time here. Then Stevens as well. So DJ takes a Bart's 4 minutes now. Tickle, McLeod also through there. Boy, oh boy, hard to call, but Tiemans was right up there. But a big, big run. DJ Gesbra-Salesi brings his personality, brings his flair. And great to see DJ back again.
Happy to see you. Thanks.
So very exciting race. See people on the track and really charging home. Stevens coming through strongly. So it's DJ Gesbra-Salesi. He's going to take the win. Bart Leeton's going to be on a big time here. Then Stevens as well. So DJ takes a Bart's 4 minutes now. Tickle, McLeod also through there. Next event lined up on the track, ready to go. It's the women's B 1500 metres. 14 starters on the line, ready to go. And they are Imogen Baker from Mornington. Also from Wellington, we have a Grace Grafsma, Alice Oakley, Kirsten Stevens. From Williamstown, Nissa Males, Anna Kasapis from Athletics Essendon. Olivia Twining from Yarra Rangers, Shania Murray Diamond Valley, from Maccabi, Emma De Jong, Balafari from Box Hill, from Eureka, Lucy Jones, Orla Shackloff from Sandringham, Meg Oakley, Kirsten Stevens, from Collingwood Harriers, Mia Rue, and Sienna Rowe from Sandringham. That's our field in the women's B 1500. Baker on the inside, already off to a good start. Oakley Kerr going with her. I expect Grafsma to be up there early as well as they start to settle. Pretty rapid start. Looks like Oakley Kerr moving forward and through that first 100 quite rapidly. So that might be Jones also up there early. A little bit hard to see from this angle. But another one to watch, Mia Rue from Collingwood. She should be in the mix early on as well. So they're starting to settle now and the group's starting to come together. A few going wide, and that includes Kasapis. So Anna Kasapis to the outside there. But the pace now going along quite nicely, and I think Rue is doing a bit of the work. And as I said, Grafsma, not surprised to see Grace Grafsma just taking the lead now. So the Wellington runner now coming alongside our Collingwood runner. Also Sienna Rowe going nicely. Kasapis to the outside. Miles and Twining just sort of coming together as they come round the bend for the first time. Murray at the rear of the field, but that field is so packed. So Grafsma leading beautifully at the moment. Rowe looking strong as they approach the 400 metre mark. So nice opening lap. They're on about 4:30 pace at the moment, just under. So Grafsma leading. It is really bunched now. So all of them in it at the moment. As we're seeing a nice tight bunch with Grace Grafsma just doing a little bit of the pace work. I think we'll see that pace coming off slightly on this second lap, often happens. As we see them all running as a big group now of 14. So pace definitely slowing. I think we might see someone else trying to take up the ascendancy as they come around, as they chase the pace around that top end. Sienna Rowe looking good still in the Sandringham uniform. So Grafsma to the inside, but gee, just it's like yet again like a Melbourne Cup finish here. Is Kasapis to the outside still. So the wind just easing and dropping again. So hopefully on that back straight next time round it'll be quite nice. Imogen Baker now going wide. De Jong also up there. Kasapis to the outside, but Grafsma on the inside still leads. Oakley Kerr still in there. Lucy Jones right in the mix at the moment with Orla Shackloff. So everyone's still in it at the moment, as the pace will have dropped quite substantially on that second lap. We've gone from about a 71 to about a 77 or 78. So the pace gone right off this race. But it's going to be a really nice finish because I think so many of these players would love to have a win here. And it's De Jong the one who makes the next move. A little bit like Gebra Selessi. He's gone early and gone hard. And I think Rue's the one who's trying to chase her through. So De Jong now going quite nicely. Rue deciding just to sit right there at the moment because she doesn't need to do any more work. The pace has really picked up. So now we're seeing the separation in the field. So De Jong leading from Rue. Rowe's still there. Be interesting to see some of the moves as Baker sitting in the pack nicely as well. So coming through, Emma De Jong, it's still quite bunched out there. And we're seeing some really good moves coming. Shania Murray now starting to make her move down the outside, but Emma De Jong leading the way. Now Rue goes for it, Kasapis. Then Baker, Oakley Kerr. Little gap then to Twining. Jones just to the outside of her now. Murray alongside Shackloff, then Rowe and Oakley Kerr. But out front, Rue. Race in 4. Baker's having a big one, sitting in 4th position at the moment too. She's in a good position to go well. Balafari now just sitting in no woman's land as a few more start to make their strides to try and get up there. And that includes Lucy Jones from Eureka. Race in 4 out front at the moment. I can't see Jones or Fari bridging that gap now. But out front is going to be De Jong again, takes the lead as Rue starts to go backwards. Now it's Imogen Baker. I said she was in a good position sitting in 4th. And Imogen Baker in the orange uniform, she's the one who launches forward. Let's have a look at Anna Kasapis as well. She is a 40-pluser, and how good is Anna Kasapis still going in Victorian athletics? But it's going to be Imogen Baker take this one out. Time check now, it's right on the 4:30 mark, so we're going to get her under the 4:30. De Jong's coming back out of it. Baker, that's her best win for the year. She'll take it in 35 thereabouts. Then De Jong, Kasapa's sub 4:40. Jones right on the 4:40 mark with Rue. Then Fari, Twining. Then Grafsma. Then Murray, Oakley Kerr, Shackloff, Males, Rowe and Oakley Kerr in that order. So big run there, Imogen Baker. Good as Anna Kasapa's still going in Victorian Athletics, but it's going to be Imogen Baker take this one out. Time check now, it's right on the 4:30 mark, so we're going to get her under the 4:30. De Jong's coming back out of it. Baker, that's her best win for the year. She'll take it in 35 thereabouts. Then De Jong, Kasapa's sub 4:40. Jones right on the 4:40. 36 of 38, it is the men's B, 1500 metres. Let's introduce our field of 16. Station 1 from Mornington Peninsula, it's Callan Goldsmith. Jacob Bell from KSB in 2. From the Australian Capital Territory, we welcome Max Rosen to the Tom Kelly track. Also from Western Athletics, it's Ethan McMenemy in 4. Another special guest, he was here for the World Cross Country and representing Lebanon in Station 5, it's Zaid Al Sayed. In Station 6 from Glen Huntly, Jack Forar. Station 7 from Western Australia, we welcome Bob Abdul Rahim. In 8 from Knox, it is Jeno Assey. In 9 from Knox, Bradley Hall. In 10 from Melbourne University, it is Samuel Foster. Station 11 from Athletics Chilwell, Evander Scott. Station 12 from St Kevin's, Luca De Conza. Station 13 from Glen Huntly, Tom McFarlane. Station 14, we also welcome from the Australian Capital Territory, Luke LeVay. In 15 from Melbourne University, Steve Langdon, and in 17 from Knox, Matthew Patton. That's the men's B, 1500 metres. So a lot of interest in this race. Quite a few of the interstaters, also our Lebanese friend here, Zaid Al Sayed, ran in Bathurst representing the Lebanese national team at the World Cross Country. And I think it might be Abdul Rahim leading the way at the moment as they try to settle. A lot of the boys here looking around that low 350s. They'd love to get the sub 350. Is tonight the night? Maybe with this wind it's just going to make it that little bit incrementally harder. But Abdul Rahim leading the way. Now we're seeing McMenemy. We know McMenemy had a big breakthrough year a couple of seasons ago. Jacob Bell now making his step forward. He's gone alongside Abdul Rahim. Also up there nicely at the moment is Evander Scott. So good opening lap here. Not too fast, not too quick. They're going to be through at about 62, 63. They're probably a little bit slow actually. I think they'd like to pick that up a bit. And it's McMenemy leading from Bell, Abdul Rahim, then Jeno Assey. The Glen Huntly runner up next then. And that's McFarlane. But still tightly bunched. Still anybody's race, but I think they want to see a little bit slight, or a raise in pace if they want to go to sub 350. So no real change coming into the home straight. Approaching 2 laps to go. So McMenemy leads. Abdul Rahim to the outside, Bell to the inside. McFarlane also in good position.
151, 52, 153, 154.
Al Sayed wearing the Western Asia uniform. It's good someone signed him up. He's sitting nicely mid-pack at the moment. Also seeing the Mornington Peninsula runner there looking good, and that's Callan Goldsmith. So a few of these boys would have loved to get a little jog around in the A race, but they're settling here in this B races. It's what we often see. These B races can really fire up because the guys really want to go for time and they get a good clean run in these runs usually. So McMenemy's still leading, Bell up there with him. I wouldn't be surprised if someone challenges, and looks like that might be happening right now as a new player coming into that lead pack, and we'll try and identify them as they come round. Could be one of our ACT runners. There's a few of them up there. So nice solid pack here. Rain just starting to fall Foster coming through now. So it's really on as they hit the 1 lap to go. So they're on the 257, 258. Looks like Langdon's the one who's starting to make a little bit of a move now. So Steve Langdon to the outside. Now we're seeing Al Sayed starting to go for it as well. McMenemy still leads. So McMenemy, Langdon, Al Sayed. I think that's McFarlane on the inside then. They're really coming at it now. And we're going to see a lot of moves down this back straight. But it is still Ethan McMenemy. He's been in the lead the whole way. Now we're seeing, I think that's Al Sayed starting to make his move as well. But out front, Ethan McMenemy going for it. It's a race on as they hit the home straight though. They're coming from everywhere. So good finish here. So McMenemy still leads it. He's really got something to prove here. So McMenemy leads it. Looks like McFarlane to the outside though. Could snatch this, but McMenemy really wants it. And McMenemy will take it. Sorry, that's 4 in next position. Then Al Sayed. Next one through was Scott. So some big runs there. Assey coming through. But a great running there from Ethan McMenemy. Jack 4 in next position. Big run from Al Sayed. Good to see him in that Western A's uniform. Time not probably what they wanted. The conditions far from ideal here tonight at the Tom Kelly track. But great running there. Ethan McMenemy taking out the men's B 1500 metres. Leads it. He's really got something to prove here. So McMenemy leads it. Looks like McFarlane to the outside though. Could snatch this, but McMenemy really wants it. And McMenemy will take it. Sorry, that's 4 in next position. Then Al Sayed. Next one through was Scott. So some big runs there. Assey. Station 4 from Eureka, Daisy Sudholtz. Station 5 from Mentone, Amy Bunnage. Station 6 from Western Athletics, Brooke Hines. In 7 from Bendigo University, Tully Rowe. In 8 from Great Britain, we welcome Danielle Hodgkinson. In 9 from South Australia, Zoe Toland. In 10 from Doncaster, Abby Caldwell. In 11 representing South Melbourne, Gabrielle Vincent. In 12 from Glen Huntly, Morty Skyring. 13 from St Kevin's, Cleo Richardson. And in 14 from Glen Huntly, Keely Small. Estella Field, the women's A 1500 metres.
And you're going to want the order.
Yep, let him go.
Okay, Lynn. Here we go.
Yeah, you made a really good move at one stage, so it was very good to see. Be interesting. A couple of pacemakers in here to really get this thing going. They're pretty keen to get a good pace, and let's go for that low 4-minute time. Abby Caldwell pretty keen to go. Also, you've got Claudia Hollingsworth, Skyring up there, Small, Bunnage. We've got a plethora of Australian cross-country representatives down from Bathurst here today at the Tom Kelly track as our pacer looks like it's Gist going nicely. Wainwright also up there doing a bit of a pace job as well. Hancock Cameron in this field. Always love to have Jayla down in Victoria racing at Milers Club, and she is racing. It is Gist, Wainwright, Caldwell, Hollingsworth, Hancock Cameron, Bunnage, then Small, Skyring, Vincent in next position. So they're really going for it. It is on early in this race. As we can see, the two pacemakers taking Abby Caldwell through at about 63. They're right on 4-minute mark. It's on tonight, so let's get behind this group. So Caldwell sitting pretty. Hollingsworth. This is going to be a big ask for Claudia Hollingsworth. We see her so supreme in so many races, but the big challenge is on tonight because Abby Caldwell looking supreme, and Abby's just sitting off Jamie Wainwright at the moment. Big raps to both Gist and Wainwright stepping in to pace this race after running that A800 or the A and B 800s not so long ago. But Wainwright Now starting to go wide in the lane, Abby Caldwell leading the way. Hollingsworth still up there. This is an exciting race. Not often we see the depth like this in a Milers Club 1500. There are 6 in a row. Caldwell, Hollingsworth, Bunnage, Hancock Cameron, Skyring, then Small. Next one up there is Hodgkinson, then Vincent, White in next position, then Rowe. Next one behind there is Zoe Tolan, then Studholtz and Richardson. But out front, it is a race in 2 potentially. We're seeing Hancock Cameron starting to make her move alongside Bunnage. The wind just starting to bite a little bit more as they go down that back straight. It is Abby Caldwell, Claudia Hollingsworth going toe-to-toe at the moment. This is going to be a great race as they come round the top bend once again. Skyring still in this race just off the back of Hancock Cameron. Bit of a gap back to Small, then a gap back to Hodgkinson. But out front it's Abby Caldwell and it is Claudia Hollingsworth. Caldwell now starting to put the foot down a little bit. There's a little bit of a gap forming. What's Claudia going to do to answer that one? We'll find out over this next lap. They're through the 1K, approaching the bell now. It is Caldwell just looking superb. Hollingsworth's got a bit of work to do. The gap about 1 to 2 metres. 3:02 at the bell. 3:02. Hancock Cameron just ahead of Buddy. Skyring digging in really strongly. Small in next position. Gab Vincent going next. Tully Rowe coming home strong. We've also then got Zoe Tolan coming through. Hines and White. Also Sudholtz and Richardson. But out front, it is all Abby Caldwell. Claudia Hollingsworth's got a bit of work to do. She wants to take this, but we're going to see a big time. 4:03 is the time we're looking for here. We know she can finish strongly. We know how good this athlete is. We're going to see Abby Caldwell just rounding this top bend into home track. Hollingsworth still hanging on really nicely, but it's all Abby Caldwell coming into the home straight last time. Let's get behind her. We want to see a big time. It's on. It's 3:52. It's 3:53. She comes down. We're seeing a sensational performance here from Caldwell. Hollingsworth still hanging on beautifully. Caldwell's going to come through. She's going to breast the tape. 4:04 thereabouts. Great run. Hollingsworth through at 4:07. Hancock Cameron, Skyring's not looked pretty all night, but she's gutsing it out. Hancock Cameron through in 4:14. Then Skyring, Bunnage, Tully Rowe, big year from her, just off the back of Keely Small. Then we've got Tolan coming through in 4:25. Gab Vincent, 26, big run from her. Hodgkinson, also White. Hines through in 4:32. Richardson next in. And then Sudholtz will round out a very exciting field there, the women's A 1500. Sensational performance here from Caldwell. Hollingsworth still hanging on beautifully. Caldwell's going to come through. She's going to breast the tape. 4:04 thereabouts. Great run. Hollingsworth through at 4:07. Hancock Cameron, Skyring's not looked pretty all night, but she's gutsing it out. Hancock Cameron through in 4:14. Then Tully Rowe continues on. Gab Vincent back on track, 4:26. Close to her VB at 4:25. So now let's introduce the field. Our final event of the night, the men's A 1500 metres. Station 1 representing Western Athletics, it's Matthew Hussey. In 2 from St Stephen's, Christopher Dale. In Station 3, we welcome back to the track Lachlan Barber. Ben Buckingham, St Stephen's, lines up in Station 4. Charles Barrett from Essendon in 5. Edward Bysher, Old Scotch in 6. In 7 from St Kevin's, William Lewis. In 8 from Old Zaverians, Finian Russell. In 11 from Old Scotch, Tom Bowers. Harry Norman, Yarra Rangers in 12. Tim Logan, Diamond Valley in 13. Seth O'Donnell, Mentone 14. And rounding out the field in 15, Liam Cashin, Western Athletics.
10's over there as well.
Okay. What's going on? So underway the men's A15. Can we match the excitement of that women's race? We've got a few prime movers, Ben Buckingham being one of those, as we're still celebrating on the finish line here in this women's 1500. Good to see. As we see Riley Bryce, I think, sitting into the pacing duties. Buckingham just off the back of him. As we see the field settle. Hussey loves to win a race. We've seen him in undefeated in the last few outings at Milers Club, also at the Box Hill Classic. How's he going to tackle a quality runner like Buckingham, because we're going to see that tonight. We'll really see it as they start to settle. Barrett, another Australian record set last week, Victorian record set last week at Box Hill, and Charles Barrett sitting in that third position. Lewis next. Barber in next position. Hadfield. So they're moving through nicely. They're on about the 3:42, 3:43 pace at the moment. So Riley Bryce leading. Buckingham, Hussey, Barrett, Lewis. Then we've got Barber. Hadfield looking good. So long line of runners out there at the moment. They are looking pretty good. And Riley Bryce setting the pace beautifully at the moment. So let's keep getting behind these runners. As we see, then Buckingham, he's here, he means business. Louis Rowan's 3:40.0 has been set in 2005 at meet number 2. Will we see it go here tonight? 3:40.0. Louis is actually here tonight, I believe. So he'd love to see that record smashed. And Buckingham, Hussey, Lewis, they're the ones that seem to be in the picture at the moment as they go through the 800 right on that 2-minute mark. So maybe not on the 3:40 tonight unless we see that big kick down. Buckingham's capable of doing it. We know also Hussey's got the beautiful kick home. Good to see Lewis up there. Barrett just starting to be drawn in by the rest of the pack at the moment. The young man from Essendon, brave running there from Barrett, but is he just out of his depth a little bit when you see the likes of Hussey just moving forward with Buckingham. So Benny's just taken the lead now. The pacemaker Bryce is off the track. So it is Buckingham. He's leading the way from Hussey. Will Lewis just sticking like glue at the moment, and they're coming through and they will be getting the bell. Oh, sorry, 2 laps. Sorry, they are getting the bell. So the bell are out to ring here. So 2:46 thereabouts. We need a big kick down. O'Donnell in next position. Then Cashin, Beischer, Dale. Then we're seeing Russell follow through. Logan the back of him. Then Bowers, Hadfield, also Barber. But out the front, Buckingham and Hussey and Lewis are racing 3. Cashin now starting to go alongside Seth O'Donnell and trying to get into that 4th position, but there's a lot of gap to make up to 3rd. Out front though, are we going to see Hussey take the win again? The on banner's coming out once again, so thanks again to our great sponsors. Lewis has blown, it's now a race in 2. Buckingham and Hussey. We like to see Hussey win. Has he got the goods over Buckingham? He's going for it once again. The Huss knows how to win a race. We're going to see it here again at the Tom Kelly track. Time check 3:40 now. Louis Rowan's record safe, but another win. Matt Hussey, 3:46 thereabouts. Then Buckingham, Lewis, O'Donnell. Then Cashin, Beischer, Dale, Logan, Russell, Barber, Bowers, Barretts, Hadfield. And let's get behind Harry Norman. He'll bring home the field here in the men's A1500. So that concludes Milers Club number 5. As we said, over 2,000 performances this year. Average of over 450 per meet. What a season. Thanks to the Victorian Athletics fraternity, also the interstate and international athletes who've supported our events throughout the season. Once again, a big thank you to our volunteers who make this happen. The AV officials, the guys up in photo finish, what a job they do. Our starter, Brendan Ferrari, magnificent job once again. And that's a wrap. Milers Club, season number 18. Here as they come in, they're going to start going wide. It's going to be like a Melbourne Cup finish here. But Shawnee Landon is the one who's going for it. Kitamura's coming back again. Smith's in the picture as well. Fleming's run such a brave race. And now Wainwright, but it's going to be Shawnee Landon. It's going to be a finish time around the 2:07 mark. So Landon, Kitamura, Fleming. Moorcroft's got to do a bit of chasing here because Mitch is hard to run down. So Mitch to the outside of lane 2. Moorcroft on the inside. Moorcroft, Langdon. I think Moorcroft's got the momentum here. Moorcroft's just going to get it. Going to go through 152. Langbourne, Clemenger, Goff, Hatton. Sensational performance here from Caldwell. Hollingsworth still hanging on beautifully. Caldwell's going to come through. She's going to breast the tape. 4:04 thereabouts. Great run. Hollingsworth through at 4:07. Hancock Cameron, Skyring's not looked pretty all night, but she's gutsing it out. Hancock Cameron through at 4:14. Win, has he got the goods over Buckingham? He's going for it once again. The Huff knows how to win a race. We're going to see it here again at the Tom Kelly track. Time check 3:40 now. Louis Rowan's record safe, but another win. Matt Hussey, 3:46 thereabouts. Then Buckingham, Lewis, O'Donnell.